Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the Cycling Day Live as we are going to be talking through the first monument of this season, and that is, of course, Milan-San Remo or Milano-San Remo, however you want to pronounce it, the Italian way or the more international way. But it is ongoing, and I have got a haircut as well. That's probably the biggest shock of the day. Milan-San Remo, the big two favorites that we're all looking towards of last year as well, finishing number 1 and 3. Mathieu the winner, and then obviously Tadej Pogacar in third place. Ghana squeezing himself in between the Slovenian and the Dutch rider. We have quite a way to go still. 137.7 kilometers still to go. Pro Cycling Stats is a bit behind. But we have a breakaway out in front, and this is what we're going to see. Well, this breakaway is, of course, doomed. Like, this breakaway is by no means holding all the way to the finish. We're going to have a good chat about the history, stats, what's going on in the race itself. And thank you for joining me already. But we're about 3.5 hours in, or the riders are. We're not. This is very much interesting one. Wait, what? Pro Cycling Stats unveiling some secret new modes as well. Saying that you can follow riders individually as well. So that's a new feature. Nevertheless, the breakaway out in front, we've got a few riders that we might have heard of before. I mean, plenty of riders with multiple riders in here. You've got two riders for kilometer who have a very yellow kit. You've got with two riders in there, Miko Miestre, who's been in the breakaway a few times in RCS sports events a lot. Giro, this as well, I think, last year. We've got Daro Igor Belletta as well, an Italian, 22 years old. His first Milan-San Remo and already up towards the front in the breakaway. Alberto Contado's team, as we know. And then these guys have 2 minutes and 5-second advantage. We then have Alexis Faure-Prost from the ESM, or Picnic Personnel, the French rider. Two riders from Novo Nordisk with Andrea Peron and David Lozano. And then from Movistar, we have Lorenzo Melese, the former under-23 world time trial champion, and Manlino Moro. And then we have Manuel Tarosini, some of these names. And then Martin Marsalusi as well. We know him quite well from the Giro d'Italia. So 9 riders, all the teams apart from one having 2 riders in there. And it's an interesting break, to say the least, to have Movistar in there. Movistar also part of Spanish race going on right now as well, where Enric Mas is, and obviously the Volta a Catalunya is coming up. That's one of the targets. So sending quite a handful of riders in there, and we'll see what happens with Movistar in the next 7 racing days. But for the time being, 137 or 35.7 kilometers still to go. The riders have just gone through the first categorized climb, the big 2.4 kilometer at 5.2%. We saw UAE Alpecin kind of taking it up. Tadej Pogacar has actually lost Jan Christen already. He was out in a crash together with Auloa, the Ecuadorian rider. So those two riders are no longer in the race. And it's a bit of a wait until the next kind of climbs that have been flagged up, obviously. But this is where the interesting part of the race begins as well, with the Capo Mele, the Capo Cervo, and the Capo Berta. Those 3 climbs coming quite quickly in succession. And then obviously we get the infamous or famous Cipressa, 5.7 kilometers long, 4.1%. And then we finish the climbing part up the Poggio before they have the descent and then into the Via Roma. So there's a lot of things to look forward to. There's a lot of things to talk about in the race as well. We've got a lot of favorites in here, a lot of potential scenarios as well, as we know with this race so much. But we'll wait and see what happens. Yeah. Are we potentially going to see a victory for the Slovenian, winning his fourth out of the five available monuments? We'll have to wait and see. But for the time being, so far so good. Well, so far kind of good for UAE with no Jan Kristen. They obviously had injuries with Tim Wellens and Narvaez leading into this as well, and that could have been part of that plan launch pad going into the Poggio, even the Cipressa like we saw last year. So we'll wait and see. 134 kilometers to go. The breakaway have extended their lead to 2 minutes and 34 seconds. There's a bit of looking around going on at the front of the peloton with Alpecin de Koenig, obviously the team that most people are looking towards because they have actually won the last three editions with Mathieu van der Poel twice and Jasper Philipsen. So we will wait and see if they can do anything here. But obviously, it's a live stream, so I have to dive into some statistics as well because we love that. I mean, we were talking about the fact that we have had Pogacar almost winning this. Last year, he did the phenomenal thing as a world champion, finishing on every single monument he finished on the podium in the calendar year. I think that is something that not a lot of people highlight enough. And love him or hate him, Pogacar, I think he is absolutely a breath of fresh air to the sport. Yeah. Jean-Marc is saying, if you dye your hair, you could look like Pogacar. Man, am I going to dye my hair? Probably not. It takes a lot of upkeep. I think his hair color, you just would bleach it, wouldn't you? There's a lot of scenarios, potential scenarios that can happen in the race, as we know. I mean, is this going to be a sprint? Is this going to be held away? I mean, I did promise a lot of statistics as well. So Mathieu van der Poel, if he does win this, he would equal three riders, Fausto Coppi, Roger de Vlaming, and Oscar Ferrer. So he would go into that step and, yeah, be pretty far up there in terms of the all-time winners. But there's no way he's getting to the top. The top is Eddie Merckx, 7 wins. Absolutely remarkable. Not all in a row. He won in 1966, 67, 69, 71, 72, 75, 76. So he kind of won one edition, then won the next one, and then it took a bit of time. We haven't actually had a repeat winner of this race since 2021 with Eric Zabel. So that curse of this race is something that Mathieu van der Poel will have to try and do something about. And so the odds are against him, or the stats are against him right now. So we'll wait and see. But we're still waiting. This is the very much the slow phase, the time to just talk about anything that isn't the race. I mean, they had a bit of a mishap, I think, the front of the race in one of the roundabouts. That was kind of the big moment. And then obviously the Jan Kristen crash. That has kind of been the extent of the excitement so far. So we will wait and see if anything else happens. Hopefully not. Good friend of the channel, Jens Vogt, he describes this as basically 100, what did he say? He said 150-kilometer transport ride until they get to the Cipressa and the Capo and all that. Okay, we're far within that right now with 131 kilometers left, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So it has gone up quite a lot just since we've gone them on air, and obviously that being Alpecin not really want to doing all the work. I think UAE Team Emirates also thinking about what they're going to do. But we'll continue tactics, or not tactics corner yet. We'll get to that. I mean, we have so much time to talk about random things. So oldest and youngest winners, we can go there as well. So the youngest winner of this race was 20 years and 252 days back in 1914. Remember the year? Nope, me neither. Yeah, he was 25 years younger than Eddie Merckx, who is the second youngest in 1966. We're also seeing Sylvain Dillier doing his perpetual getting to the front, working. Yeah, so Sylvain Dillier always really working for his salary in this race. The one-man band to kind of manage the gap of the breakaway. The breakaway is still 3 minutes and 9 seconds. That 9-man group with 5 different teams, and 4 of those teams having 2 riders up there, and 4 of those teams with multiple riders being pro-continental teams, Novo Nordisk, Kilometer, and Bardiani. About 130.3 kilometers, 3 minutes and 11. It is extending quite a lot. And I hear you say, who's the oldest rider to win this race? That is Andrea Chimil, a Belgian rider, back in 1999. 36 years and 57 days. So quite a span there from 36 to, yeah. But the youngest rider in like this century was Mark Cavendish in 2009. Biggest time gaps, that's also what we want to find out about, I think. But for the time being, we're still just killing time, essentially. But I'm glad that you're killing time with me. 3 minutes and 17 seconds. They're saying it's a 2.5 kilometer gap between the front of the race and the peloton. The peloton, obviously, we can see this Melissa bike in there as well. Quite annoying, the Poggio jersey, because they're yellow, and so is Visma, obviously. So, yeah, sometimes they don't consider each other, I would think, when they're looking at this kind of thing. Longest solo, let's go through that as well in this race. So we have how many years of history, but the longest solo winner was 200 kilometers back in 1918. The Italian Constantine Girardengo, a very famous name in the sport, 200 kilometers. So he would have attacked with like 98 kilometers into the race. So that record is not going to be threatened right now. The longest attack we've had for, I say recent time, was Gianni Bogno back in 1990, 27.2 kilometers from the finish and winning the race. So, I mean, it's not unachievable to do it. And, I mean, in this century, it was Vincenzo Nibali, 7.1 kilometers with that very famous attack. But, it's not a race that generally is won from quite a far away. I mean, but is that going to happen here? I mean, Pogacar, could he get in here with a long-range attack? Can he even get away? I mean, there's been a lot of talk with how much he needs to, the speed needs to be in the Cipressa for him to get away. I mean, coaches and everyone's chimed in on this debate. It seems to be the biggest debate in the sport right now. How will Pogacar win Milan-San Remo? And even the great Eddie Merckx has kind of had his 2 cents, his thoughts on this topic as well. So, seems like everyone is having their opinion of how he wins this. But it is very hard. And I mean, Mathieu van der Poel, as we know, has been looking supremely strong in this year already, winning his eighth World Championships in cyclocross. Also winning Omloop first time asking as well, which was very impressive. And then you also have Tirreno, where he won that. Oh, well, he didn't win Tirreno. He won 2 stages in quite emphatic fashion, really showing the power that he has. Just all round looking very, very strong, to be honest. We will wait and see what happens in the race. So this could be a very, very interesting one. We'll go through some of the start list as well that we haven't spoken about. Obviously, Mathieu and Tadej, but as Patrick made out in our preview show, if they look too much around, there could be a group from behind forming, and if they're a bit more motivated than the 2 guys at the front, it could get back together, and that would be a very different race. I mean, we saw it in 2024 where Tadej was being marked by Mathieu van der Poel, and then it all came back together. But kudos to Tadej for actually out-sprinting Mads Pedersen. That was quite impressive. Mads Pedersen is on the start line as well, which is quite remarkable after his crash in the Tour of Valenciana. First day, first crash of your season. That is quite bad luck. But in terms of other riders, I mean, Ghana is here as well. We'll see what his form is like. It didn't look like his form was completely the best in Tirreno Adriatico. Obviously, he completely stormed his annual time trial win in the opening stage. He's got Mikhail Kwiatkowski on the team as well, the former winner, winning that very incredible addition with him, Alaphilippe and Peter Sagan. Connor Swift, Josh Tarling, Ben Turner. Axel Laurent, he could be quite interesting as well. Maybe a feature. Other teams, obviously, Tobias Lund Andreasen, friend of the channel. He has been very good this year, winning Cadel Avon's Grey Ocean Road Race. Shouldn't be a World Tour event, I'm sorry, but no. Tour Down Under, he took a stage. And then obviously also, what was the other thing he won? He won a Tirreno stage, that was it. And he was up there in Omloop and Kern, Brussels-Kern, finishing in the top 10 in each of those races. And is quite a hardy sprinter. He's not a pure, well, he is a pure sprinter, but he also is able to climb a bit. So Tobias Lund Andreasen, in his debut, Milan-San Remo, I definitely think he's someone to look out for. Other riders as well, obviously, Pidcock is looking very interesting. His best result is 11th, but he was very good in Strade Bianche. Won Milan-San Remo this week as well, and is going to the Volta a Catalunya starting on Monday, so quite a changeover for him as well. And yeah, in terms of other teams, Red Bull Bohanskara bring quite an interesting bag of tricks, I would say, with Primoz Roglic. He's been to this race before. Matteo Cattaneo, Finn Fisher Black, Gianni Moscon as well, Pellizzali. I don't know why I was trying to say Giuseppe, Giulio Pellizzari, Lawrence Pithy as well, who's a very good sprinter on his day, and a bit more hardy sprinter, Danny Van Poppel as well. So they have riders in here to be in with potentially getting a top 10. Don't know what that looks like, but top 10, top 5 even, depends on the scenario, as with anything in this race. The breakaway now have a 4-minute and 2-second lead, 125.3 kilometers still to go. And yeah, we're talking through the teams. NSN Cycling, they have a few riders to look out for. Corbin Strong, very good. If he can hold the punches, maybe he can be interesting in this scenario. Biniam Girmay, their new star rider, has been looking quite good in a number of races this year, so maybe he can be in the mix if it comes down to a sprint. And yeah, Movistar, obviously Ulysse Aulois is not looking so good for where I think he came down in the crash with Jan Kristen. And then Little Trek, interesting set of riders here. Very Danish team, but Italian as well. Mess Pillerson, how will he fare? He says the numbers are there or something like that. Andrea Bajoli, very good rider. Giulio Ciccone is here as well. So maybe some of these riders are just thinking that this is a free training ride in a way. Søren Kragh Andersen actually lives around Monaco, so he's probably just getting a free ride home. San Remo is very, very close. Yeah, Matthias Norsgaard as well. Matteo Sombrero in there, and Matthias Vacek, the only non-Italian or Danish rider. So we'll wait and see. Romain Grégoire as well for Groupama FDJ United. Has been looking very good in the last few weeks as well, winning the Drôme Classic, 2nd in Trofeo Laguaglia, and 4th in Strade Bianche. So the Frenchman definitely has some form. And this is his only second, I believe. Is this only his second? Milan-San Remo? Yeah, only his second. He was up there last year on the Cipressa and was one of the riders, one of the last riders not able to follow the trio. So if his form is better, he maybe could stick with it. A very good puncher. And then obviously UAE Emirates, we know Tadej Pogacar, but like in terms of the rest of the team, Jan Kristen is out. Isaac Del Toro, we know, has been very good, winning Tirreno Adriatico and the UAE Tour this year. So a phenomenal start for the youngster. Felix Großschartner as well in here, Brandon McNulty, Doma Novak, and Florian Vermeersch. So a very strong unit, and they definitely can set Pogacar up on the Cipressa. So we'll wait and see. Great to have so many people in the chat already. And yes, I have got a haircut. 123.8 kilometers. 4 minutes and 7 seconds is the break now. So we will see. Astana XDS, or XDS Astana, they have got Alberto Bettiol here, David Ballerini, in terms of potentially their biggest weapons. What is the best result here for a Bettiol? I mean, that's the point of this, isn't it? We can just scurry through the results. He's been at Milan-San Remo 9 times before this, so quite an avid rider of this race. Obviously a former winner of Tour of Flanders that will not disappear for a long time. 2024, he was actually 5th, so he has ventured into the top 10. Last year, Alberto Bettiol was only 57th, so not quite the the result that he would have wanted. But Bettiol certainly someone to look out for. Uno X, obviously this is their first Milan-San Remo as a World Tour team. And yeah, they're bringing Søren Varenskjold, Jonas Abrahamsen, and Magnus Kort Nielsen. Quite a few of these riders have actually subscribed to the channel here. So obviously being a Danish-Norwegian team, or probably Norwegian-Danish team, but I'm saying it this way because they're also sponsored by a Danish drink right now. So it's quite funny. But Magnus Kort, prime Magnus Kort would be great for this race, but he just hasn't been there. But Jonas Abrahamsen and Søren Varenskjold is probably their best weapons here. We're still seeing Silva and Dilia working at the front. 4 minutes and 15 seconds for this front group, or the front peloton, or the peloton to the front group, shall I say. Tour de Pro Cycling bringing an interesting team with Julien Philippe, former winner of this race. The only Swede, I think, as well as in the team, Jakob Eriksson, Marco Haller, Arthur Kluges of Luxembourg, and Rick Plumas in there as well, Florence Stork and Matteo Trentin. So an interesting set of riders. Visma Lease bike, no Matthew Brennan. That was a last-minute dropout. And yeah, we will see what happens with these guys. But it looks like Wout van Aert was talking up his chances a lot. He says he's coming here to win. The man has won before. He's finished on the podium as well. So who's to say that he can't do something here? Visma Lease Bike's strong team with Eduardo Affini, Victor Campenaerts, who was very good working for Jonas Vingegaard in Paris-Nice. And in there as well, Owen Duell, Matteo Jorgensen, Timo Kielik, and Christophe Laporte. I think Owen Duell replaced his fellow countryman of Matthew Brennan. But yeah, Wout van Aert was not looking too sharp in the Tirreno Adriatico. But for the time being, we're seeing Q36.5 at the front. And yeah, as Space says in the comments as well, Kristen out is quite a big deal for UAE Team Emirates. I mean, they have Isaac Del Toro, Felix Grosjean, and Brandon McNulty, and everyone knows that Pogacar is going to try and launch off there. But Q36.5 with their chief card of Tom Pidcock, we're seeing him as well. Can he potentially sneak into the top 10 for the first time in his career? Flying form and going to the Vuelta a Catalunya. So yeah, it's a weird one. He's still dabbling in the one-day races, but he also has his eyes towards doing a good result in the Tour de France later on as well. We're seeing Mathieu van der Poel, number one, the Rainbow Bands. Very strong riders, we know. Winning 2 out of the last 3 editions, and the other edition going to his teammate Jasper Philipsen. And we haven't even talked about his other team as well. Soudal Quickstep coming with Jasper Stuyven, former winner, Paul Magnier, Kasper Piltersen, who looked very good in Paris-Nice, Maximilian Schachmann, who is back after a crash in the Volta al Garve, Lawrence Rex. So a good set of riders there. And I promised you Van der Poel's team. Van der Poel is here with Sylvain Dillier, as we've seen quite a lot, Michael Gogol, Tim Marshman, who I think was actually in the break. When was he in the break? I saw him in the break. Maybe it was in Paris-Nice. I'm pretty sure he was in the break at some point in the last week. But the youngster, 26, so he's not quite that young, 25. In this generation of riders, you have to be 18 to be considered young. When you think of Paul Sixas. Sixas was kind of rumored to be going at one point, but yeah, it isn't on the start list. But obviously not Alpecin rider. Alpecin also have Jasper Philipsen here as well, the former champion. So we'll see if they can do something. We have another former champion of Matej Mohoric here with Damiano Caruso in there. And yeah, a whole set of riders there. So we'll see if he can be up there. Cofidis, some good cards here to play as well with Brian Kokar and Alex Aramburu. So if they can get the right, it's some of these teams are at the mercy of the bigger riders, the ones with the big punch. Alex Aramburu, in his first ever Milan-San Remo in 2020, he finished 7th. So he knows what it takes to be in the top 10 of this race. Yeah, Wout van Aert, is he going to win this race? 52% of you believe it is going to be a Tadej Pogacar victory. First Slovenian victory since Matej Mohoric. 2% of you believe it's going to be Filip Ganna, and 35% of you currently believe it is going to be the man born in Antwerpen, Mathieu van der Poel. And Antwerpen, of course, not in the Netherlands, in Belgium. But for the time being, we're just seeing Sylvain Dillier, the former podium finisher at Paris-Roubaix, working at the front. What is he going to be able to do in this season? He's very much more in the workhorse role. And yeah, we will wait and see. But for the time being, 4 minutes and 24 minutes and 24 seconds to the breakaway group. So we'll wait and see. But Biniam Girmay, obviously one of the cards that we're thinking about if we are Biniam Girmay fans. Quite a few people are not. Bini has actually never finished inside the top 10 of this race. His best result back in 2022, finishing 12th, and then he went on to win Wevelgem that year. So yeah, we will wait and see if he can get that kind of form this year. I mean, already picking up 2 victories this year, 3 victories, 2 victories. 2 victories and a points jersey. That is his season so far. Almost winning a stage in Paris-Nice as well, in Isola, in the snow. And that was quite an interesting picture. I don't think they get too much snow in Eritrea, but that looked very, very cold. Obviously, that was the truncated stage as well. So robbed the race a bit of what could have been. But yeah. Is this going to be one for the punchers? Is this going to be one for, well, the classics guys, the big guys? We'll wait and see. Great to have over 300 people in the chat. 117.8 kilometers, 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Of course, I did a top 5 favorites video, so if you haven't checked that out, that is the pinned comment right now. And we have plenty of time for you to see that and then come back. But we're seeing the Swiss national champion of Maro Schmidt as well. Jaco Ayula, kind of at the mercy of other teams. No Michael Matthews here. Broke both his wrists on a training ride, which I thought was very unlucky for him. And yeah, we'll see what they can do. A top 10 would definitely be something they would love to have. Vincenzo Nibali posting a very interesting... yeah, a very interesting... What are we saying at the start here? Nibali posting himself going down the Poggio very early, and obviously he did that very heroic 2018 Poggio descent. I don't know if it was better than the Sean Kelly. I haven't really looked at the Sean Kelly one, but that's the one that most people talk about. Obviously, Nibali absolutely demon when it comes to descending. For the time being, we still have that breakaway out in front, and this is a very interesting prospect of all the different scenarios that could potentially unfold. And we are just seeing the breakaway out in front, extending the advantage even more, 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Tadej Pogacar saying that he would rather win Milan-San Remo than reach 6 Tour de France wins. So that's also quite a statement of the importance for him. I think he seems a bit fed up with Grand Tour racing. So yeah, we'll wait and see. A bit of talk about the weather. Let's see the weather forecast right now in San Remo. San Remo has a bit of rain chance here. So 15%, 20% chance of rain, 12 degrees. So it's quite cold, actually. I'm more north than Nice and this area, San Remo. And we have 17 degrees right now. So winning on one point. But in terms of that, we're going to have a very dreadful week next week. So yeah, 9 degrees. Ugh, terrible. But for the time being, we are just seeing 116.2 kilometers. The beautiful coastline of Italy. Italy, my favorite country to visit by far. Great food. Great. Well, coffee. Is the coffee great? I'm not really a coffee expert, but they have a great ice cream, obviously, all these things. Great food. So Italy, absolutely... yeah, great. If I was a rider here, I would almost stop every single village that they're in. But obviously, yeah, they can't do that during the race. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But the lead is kind of, or the The advantage is still building up here. Silmandilia, the sole rider at the front of the peloton, trying to keep this break somewhat, or the gap somewhat reasonable. We'll continue our talk through the different riders as well. We've kind of been stumbling through all these different ones. Yeah, maybe we'll do a coffee vote as well. Or a bit of a more light-hearted poll. But we're almost inside. Well, Pro Cycling Stats went a bit AWOL. They were saying that we're inside the last 100 kilometers, but that's not true. We're still very much outside that. 115.6 kilometers still to go. And we're getting ever so slightly closer to the next climb, which is the Capo 1.6 kilometers at 4.8%. But we were talking through some of the riders. EF Education Easy Post is quite an interesting one. Luc Lamperty, their sprinter, did taste success in Paris-Nice. Kasper Asgreen, a very good rider. Michael Velgain also winning a stage last week in Tirreno. Harry Sweeney in there. Mathis Michels, Alexander Makela, the Australian, and Miguel Honoré, the Dane as well. So 3 Danes in there. Yeah, interesting cards to play, but I'm not sure that EF Education Easy Post is going to be up there towards the pointy end. Maybe they can sneak a top 10. Yeah, but I wouldn't think it's going to be one of the teams that we're looking towards. Obviously, Unibet Rose Rockets are a team to look towards as well. Wout van Aert in there. Wout Poels in there. And Luke Kubic is probably the card that they're looking towards. Multiple cyclocross champion as well for France. Clément Venturini is in there. So, yeah, we might do best coffee. So, let's get you guys coffee countries. I'll just put some random names in, and then we can make it out. So maybe I get it completely wrong, but I'll put the big nations of Europe. Who has the best coffee? Obviously, I'm not going to put a South American country because that will completely skew the poll. So we'll go with the Grand Tours, the one that has Grand Tours. And that can be a good one. 113.6, 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Touching on that cusp of 5 minutes of a lead for the peloton out in front. But for the time being, Italy, beautiful. Okay, beautiful but cold it seems right now. Yeah, last year I did the sin of not visiting Italy at all. That was absolutely a crime. It should be at least twice a year that we should visit Italy, I think, or move to Italy. I think that is a better prospect. 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Silmandilia still very much at the front of affairs with Q36.5 lining up behind him. Tom Pidcock is their weapon of choice, I think, but is he strong enough as a punch? I don't think so. We were talking about this in the preview show. Can you ever think of a time when Pidcock has hung on to a Pogacar or Van der Poel acceleration in a road race? I can't actually think about when it's the real hard attack. I can't actually think about that. We also have a former winner of the race, John Degenkolb, here with Picnic Post and Al. Don't really think that they're going to be featuring in the pointy end. Frank Vandenbroek in there. But yeah, a few riders in there for sure. Who else are we looking towards? We've covered most of the teams now. Obviously, Balticomet, I don't think that they're going to be featuring 2 of their riders up in the breakaway. Novo Nordisk as well, up in the breakaway with 2 riders. Quickstep, we were talking about them. Mania did crash, but he is his profile would fit quite well with this. Able to stay with the punches and then take the sprint at the end. Yeah, we will wait and see. And as Rhonda said, smash the like button if you haven't already. Let's try and get to 100 likes already. But 112 kilometers still to go. 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes now, the advantage. So we will wait and see. Yeah, Roglic being here. I mean, he's been here before. How many times? He lives in Nice, Monaco area. So maybe he was just taking it as a ride back from Tirreno in a way. So yeah, going to Milan, Torino, and then making his own way back to where he lives. He's been here. Well, this will be his third time, so he's been here twice. He did finish. Well, first time was in 17 where he finished 67th, and then he was here in 22 where he finished 17th. So yeah, he's more riding for his team, I would suspect. But he was third in Milan Torino. He was fifth in Tirreno Adriatico, so not quite as electric as he's been before. But his teammate Pellizzari did finish third. Did look like he was going to finish second, but then Matteo Jorgensen just pipped him by 2 seconds on the final stage. We still have the breakaway with a very healthy margin. 111 kilometers still to go, and we have quite a bit of way until we get to that first of those Capo or those climbs as well. So we will wait and see. Italy is getting 75% of the vote for the coffee. Maybe we go for some kit comparisons as well. But yeah, Mathieu van der Poel, Tadej Pogacar, the big names that we are all thinking about right now. Yeah. But for the time being, Movistar, what are they going to do? Tesfacion is in here. They've got Malaysia up there with Moro in the breakaway. Ivan Garcia Cortina can now be their best card now, considering that Ulysse Alois is no longer in the race anymore. So we'll wait and see. DNF already, unfortunately. He was third on the opening stage in Paris-Nice, but I mean, that doesn't really matter anymore, unfortunately. The Venezuelan champion. But in terms of Iman Garcia Cortina, how's his form looking? Fifth in one of the stages in Tirreno, the one that was actually won by Tobias Lund Andresen. Arnaud Delis is not on the start list, famously saying that he didn't want to do it because it was too hard, and what's the point? Sylvain Dillier is still walking at the front, 110 kilometers. We're getting very close to the 100-kilometer mark. And then it will start coming down a bit quicker. So, yeah. The women's Milan-San Remo, the first one. Well, they're saying the 8th one, but I thought this was the first one. They have an interesting scenario with a few riders up towards the front after the Poggio. So they have the Cipressa and the Poggio. And Lotte Kopecky up there with Puk Peters. So, yeah, maybe it will be a Belgian or a Dutch win. But for the time being, we are just seeing 109.4 kilometers, 5 minutes and 1 second. And I mean, this is how I thought it should be. You have the women's race starting way before the men's, and then you can have 2 races for everyone to enjoy at the finish. Yeah. We're still waiting the real thick, meaty part of this stage, or this monument, the first one of the year. And we'll wait and see if we can potentially get a big showdown between the top 2. Is it going to be Tadej Pogacar? Is it going to be, Mathieu van der Poel? Is it going to be a completely different scenario? Are we going to see why these two throw it away to some extent? I mean, everyone knows that that's the plan, the Cipressa attack now, so it's an open secret. But we'll have to wait and see if they can actually do something about this. But for the time being, it's looking fairly comfortable for the chase group to manage, and not really too much anguish at the front. I mean, they're not pushing too hard right now. It's very much calm before the storm. And yeah, we will wait and see what happens. But for the time being, so far so good for these guys. Yeah, the scenario is what we're thinking about as well. Do we think it's going to be one for... is it going to... Yeah, I mean, we might get the poll for that, actually. So when we get to 100, we'll change the poll. But 108.2 kilometers, and me saying the number of kilometers left just shows you how tedious this part of the race is. There is the 9 riders, not too much going on, but we are just waiting for that last half an hour of racing as Patrick says, the best half an hour of racing in the year. And we'll see if they can repay that faith that we have in them. But for the time being, it's looking, fairly standard as a Milan-San Remo goes. Tadej Pogacar, how are they going to play it now? No Tim Wellens, no Jan Christen anymore, no Narvaez. So that launch pad will have to be Del Toro, Grosjean, and all these guys. Pidcock obviously wasn't a factor last year. Got caught up behind a crash, if I'm not mistaken, quite where the race was really pushing. So we'll wait and see if he can do something better this year. Let's get a Pidcock poll going. Maybe that will be interesting. Do you think he's going to be in the feature here? Where will Pidcock finish? Maybe you think he's going to win. Maybe he's going to be second, third. I mean, we haven't had a British podium since when? Since Ben Swift. Is that the last time we had a Brit on the podium? That is really diving into a few years ago. But let's just have a bit of a look at the podiums in the last few years. Yeah, I think it's Ben Swift back in 2016 when Arnaud Demar won the race. So quite a bit of time. I mean, Peter Sagan never winning this race, I still find so perplexing. Cancellara, one of the most successful riders in terms of podium finishes at this race, finished on the podium quite a few times, behind Christoph in a sprint, behind Geraint in a sprint, behind Mathieu Goss as well, behind, he won it in 2008 in front of Pozzato and Philippe Gilbert. Philippe Gilbert never winning this race. Remember, I think, wasn't this the last one he needed and didn't get to complete that set of Monument. So yeah, getting all these wins in the Monument is quite hard. And I mean, if we throw Strade Bianche in there as a sixth Monument, it's even harder. But Cancellara, he won this, he won Flanders, he won Roubaix, but he didn't win Lombardia or Liège. So I don't even think he tried it in the end. I mean, Cancellara, did he try? No, never went to Liège, never went to Lombardia. So Fabian Cancellara, it was his birthday a few days ago as well. I know, of course, his team is here. So yeah, he did a gravel event last year, according to Pro Cycling Stats. So that's impressive. I mean, gravel is kind of like a retirement home, I think, for many pros as well. But yeah, quite interesting that. 105.6 kilometers still to go, 5 minutes and 15 seconds. So we will see. DB Cooper saying, please don't mention Sagan not winning it. Oops. Other riders of note that haven't won this, obviously Eric Zabel, we spoke a bit about him earlier, last rider to win this back-to-back. So the stats are against Mathieu Van der Poel in terms of winning this edition. And I mean, who else? Torhusov never winning this, twice on the podium. No Dane ever winning this, but obviously Rolf Sørensen second in 1991. Tobias Lohner-Drexen was asked about that. Greg LeMond never winning this, finishing second in 1986. Eddie Merckx, as we know, have won a lot of these. Roger de Vlaming as well. These two Belgians, the only two riders to complete the Monument set. Tom Simpson won this race in 1964. And obviously Mark Cavendish ending the drought for the Brits. Both Giano Bartoli and Fausto Coppi have won this race as well. They kind of dominated this race between the late 30s and the start of the 50s. So quite an impressive reign for them. But 1907 was the first event, and that was won by Lucien Petit-Breton, a French rider. So there we go. Luigi Gano won the third edition of the race. I want to say that he's related to Filippo Ganna, but I don't think that's the case. Obviously, I'm talking about anything but the race because nothing's really happening in the race. as of yet. But we've had a whole host of different winners since Eric Zabel defending his race in 2001. 104 kilometers left, 5 minutes and 18 seconds. But yeah, as Space saying as well, Zabel winning 4 out of 5 editions, and actually winning. What were we saying? We said the only one in 1999, finishing second there in those 5 years, and also famously in 2004 he celebrated too soon, and Oscar Ferreira won that edition. So yeah, quite a successful rider, Eric Zabel, in this race. And plenty of Italians winning this race as well. But we've had a bit of a, what are we saying? A bit of a drought for the Italians as well. They love to win their own races, but in the last few years, they haven't had a win since Vincenzo Nibali's epic run in 2008, 18. And before that, it was Filippo Zana. So since 2006, we've only had one Italian winner. 103.2 kilometers still to go of the race. So still a way to go. And yeah, we're just seeing the team car. It's not Contador in the team car for Paul Cometa. Contador, I think, never did this race. Why would he do this race? Never really a rider you would think about. But the varieties that this race plays out is absolutely impressive. And yeah, I think that is very nice to see as well. Not having a very predictable race, always changing. 61% of you believe that Pidcock is going to get inside the top 10 for the first time ever. So that is quite interesting. Yeah, but for the time being, we're just dwelling on the race, the outcomes. They've done 195 kilometers already. 102.4 kilometers to go. We still have a bit of way until we get to the next categorized climb for these guys, the Capo Mele. Not much, 4.8%. The strategies, we were talking about this as well. Is UAE going to light up there and try and get away? I just don't think these climbs are hard enough for Pogacar. I mean, that has been the problem so many years as well with this. Can you believe Milan-Torino was in 1876? That is quite impressive. When was the bike invented? First bicycle. Let's go for that. First bicycle invented. That was in 1953. Okay, so they got the bicycle, and then about 20 years later, they thought, let's race this between Milan and Torino. 101.7 kilometers, 5 minutes and 24 seconds, so it's still creeping up a bit. And yeah, it is looking very good. Jean-Marc is saying horrible crash in the women's race. Oof. That's not very nice. I think anyone crashing is very, very bad. Anyone thinking about Remco Evenepoel as well? He was stuck on Mount Teed, calling out for help a few days ago. And yeah, he is on his way to the start of the Volta a Catalunya. So interesting. But for the time being, yeah. Are we going to see Remco Evenepoel win in Volta a Catalunya? That has never happened. On the Cycling Dane podcast only episode, we have got a preview of the Volta a Catalunya. It was a bit too squeezed to do that, and yeah, get a fully functioning video out. So it's available on the podcast on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you, IMAXZZ, for the kind coffee donation as well. 100.7 kilometers still to go. We're getting into the nitty-gritty part, or the more interesting part of the race. So 2/3 of this race finished. But yeah, interesting that it isn't 300 kilometers, almost like a slap in the face to some extent. But we'll wait and see what happens here in the race. And I'll try and see if I can order a coffee as well from my very nice partner, who sometimes, yeah, if I can get a cappuccino, that would be interesting. But for the time being, we're seeing Novo Nordisk at the front of the breakaway. Obviously, this team is trying to really show themselves. It's a team full of diabetics, which I think is quite impressive. Yeah, this whole project is very interesting. Obviously, yeah, they get an invite every year to Milan-San Remo. They're always going to remain a pro-continental team. But yeah, it's very good to have them here. They add a different dimension to the sport of cycling. And also, randomly, are one of the most followed teams on Facebook. 7 million or something last time I checked. So yeah, quite a interesting project to say the least. Great to have 400 people in the chat. And let me know where you're watching from as well. Give us some flags in the chat. Yeah, 5 minutes and 33 seconds for the break. And as Space saying, is it a dangerous break? I would say no. I would say this is going to be swept up quite quickly when the big teams come to the front. So, yeah, we will wait and see. But yeah, Da Vinci, he's being mentioned in the chat. And yeah, he's actually buried quite close to where I live. So that is quite a random fact in France. So we're seeing Silva and Dilia here really powering at the front. Yeah, that Leonardo da Vinci side track aside was not alive during a bike race. So unfortunate for him. But 5 minutes and 36 seconds. 5 minutes and 36 seconds. This is a very interesting scenario with the breakaway having quite a long leash. And there's not really anyone too dangerous in there. Maybe Lorenzo Melese. Could you consider him quite dangerous? But for the time being, it's fairly under control, I would say. Not really too strenuous to control this gap. Obviously, we always say the 10 kilometers for 1 minute. Usually in a Grand Tour, but this is monument rules, so maybe a bit different. And obviously when you're thinking about Cobble Classics, that's completely different as well, because it can be hard just to drag back 30 seconds because everyone's going completely all out. Yeah, so we're waiting to see what happens here. Simandilia pushing on still, really earning his money, doing a really stern shift at the front, and we'll see if yeah, Alpecin will be up there. Yeah. What is going to happen in the race? That is the big question. It's 4.2 kilometers between the break now and the and the breakaway. It's almost 6 minutes. I mean, they are leaving it. Well, they are opening up the gap quite a lot, to be honest. So, is this like them disrespecting the break to some extent? I think Movistar have positioned themselves very well here. So, we'll wait and see. Great to have Rob here in the chat. So many familiar names in the chat as well. Let us know where you're watching from, as many of you have just darted some flags, American and Canadian flags. But 97.8 kilometers. I think the best shot for Americans is your man, Luke Lamperty. Of course, we have interviewed him here on the channel, and he was very, very nice, I have to say. But other American or North American chances, I mean, there is Pierre-André Coetzee from Canada, so I don't think he's more of a worker in this scenario. And what else have we got in terms of North American aspirations? Not really anything. I think Luke Lamperty is the best card. No Quinn Simmons here. We were talking about Little Trek earlier, that very Danish / Italian team. But Silva and Delia still soaking up the TV time at the front. And it is looking like Alpecin are still just controlling things at the front very neatly. Q36.5 lining up behind. But yeah, it's extending 5 minutes and 47 seconds. We're just coming through a bit of an uphill, uncategorized uphill. And great to have Claudia from Lima in Peru. That is quite a place as well. But what are we saying? Space is saying, surely Leonardo had plans for a flying bicycle. We are definitely going down that rabbit hole. While the race is still a bit slow. Yeah. But for the time being, it is extending even more so. We're just going through the beautiful coastline of Italy. I mean, I would love to try and ride Milan-San Remo, but it's not really. It's like these races. Like, let's be honest. There are a certain number of races that lie to us. I'm looking at you, Paris-Roubaix. I'm looking at you, Paris-Tours. I'm looking at you, Paris-Bruges. Paris-Nice. A lot of these races don't actually start where they say. They're not starting in Milan. They're starting in Pavia. So not quite Milan. But yeah, obviously that's quite funny as well. What we're saying, best American finish was Freddie Rodriguez, pipped at the line by Mario Cipollini. I'm surprised that Cipollini could actually get to the finish at Milan-San Remo. Obviously, the joke being that he couldn't even get over a speed bump sometimes, and he would always DNF. He would always DNF at Tour de France when he got into the high mountains, but is the highest stage winner of Giro d'Italia history. So make that make sense. It would definitely have to get through a few climbs to get to that achievement in his career. 95.5 kilometers, 5 minutes and 51 seconds. We are seeing some interesting sandbagging by the peloton. No one really wanting to take up the full charge here. We've got a lot of interesting, what are we saying, scenarios that can play out behind, but is it gonna be, I don't know, is it gonna be the sprinters? Is it gonna be our man of Pogacar or Mathieu van der Poel? Del Toro in here as well. A few people playing with that scenario, that it's going to be Mathieu van der Poel, Del Toro, and Pogacar. And then Del Toro is just going to attack hard, and then Mathieu van der Poel is going to look at Pogacar, and then suddenly, boom, bing, bang, boom. It's, it's all back together. Well, he rides away with it, and suddenly we have our first ever Mexican winner. But every time Del Toro seems to win, he's the first Mexican winner. Tirreno, UAE Tour, etc. He's really got his nation on his back. And I mean, there you go. There's a North American for you. My partner very nicely got me a coffee. So decaf, because too much coffee and I go a bit all over the place. Alpecin. Yeah, still dealing at the front. Unibet Rose Rockets, they've got the Slovakian national champion of Kubic, and maybe he can be up here towards the front. Their first Milan-San Remo. I did actually talk with the owner or the founder, one of the founders of the team, and I still haven't put that interview on YouTube, so I'll probably do that next week. Very interesting story, that team, obviously. And quite psyched for them to be in the bigger races. Obviously, got snubbed a wild card to the Tour de France, which was a bit annoying. 6 minutes and 2 seconds, 93.6 kilometers. Someone bet 1,000 euros that Pogacar was going to win this race. So, interesting. Interesting. I would not bet any money on Milan-San Remo. Let's be clear. I think this is the worst. If you were gonna gamble, I think this would be one of the worst races to gamble on. Maybe Paris-Roubaix as well, but great to have almost 500 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from, who you think is gonna win as well. So many different scenarios can play out, and we're even debating who started. Well, was the bicycle invented? I mean, the Da Vinci did he have a bike? Let me find out. I am investigating while we're just in this this low point. In 1974, a sketch of Leonardo's bike was presented to the public as a part of the newly restored Da Vinci's Codex Atlanticus. Okay, that is interesting. So yeah, we could completely dive down in a rabbit hole there. Yeah, this is a very slow build up for the peloton. We have seen this in the past as well, with Dilia doing his kind of workhorse ride at the front. And yeah, right now it is looking fairly standard for a Milan-San Remo. But we're getting ever closer to Capo Mele. Ever closer to Capo Mele. And is this going to be the launch pad for Tadej Pogacar? Is he going to completely tear up the script and just go on completely AWOL? No, I don't think so. I think Cipressa is when we're going to see the real big action. But yeah, in the preview show with Patrick Blake, not Patrick Lefebvre, or Patrick Evenepoel, or Patrick Gamper, he did talk about that it could be the sprinters if there's too much looking about. So yeah, you never know. You never know. It can really just throw up itself, go upside down. And we've seen it a number of editions. And obviously, Mathieu van der Poel has been in a number of editions of this race. Not just those two he's won, and the one he helped Jasper Philipsen win. So it's not his first rodeo. So he is, yeah, 7th edition this of Milan-San Remo, but has quite an impressive record. His first race, 2020, 13th. His next race, 2021, 5th. And then 22, he was on the podium for the first time. Then in 2023, he wins it. Then 2024, still up front. So we'll wait and see what happens for the breakaway. But they are in a very comfortable position right now with a 6-minute gap. That is a quite impressive gap, I have to say. But we'll do a new poll as well. 58% of you believe it is going to be the first time that Pidcock finishes inside the top 10. His form would definitely agree with you, I'd say. Best edition of Milan-San Remo. And I'll pick some random numbers, and then you guys can well, definitely pick last year, because that was a great addition. 2024 was also quite a good addition. I think every time Pogacar's been involved, it's been pretty good addition. 2022, that was the Matej Mohoric one. So was it 2022? 2021, wasn't that the Jasper Stuyven? Okay, so we'll go there. Obviously, there's been a whole other, what are we saying? Collection of other editions, but yeah, let's see what you guys think in the chat. I think last year was very, very good. Obviously, some of us were watching it together on this stream, on this very stream, in this exact moment. So yeah, we're seeing Victor Campenaerts, 90.3 kilometers still to go. He did an absolutely impressive turn for Jonas Vingegaard. Obviously, he was having a bit more of a depleted team. Yeah, spacing. Leonardo's ideas were 300 or 400 years ahead of their time. Yeah, for sure. 90 kilometers still to go. 90 kilometers. So now we're getting into the thick and fast of this stage, but still 6 minutes and growing. It's 6 minutes 22. This is. I mean, guys. It's okay. We're still not inside the 10 kilometers per minute rule, but I mean, they need to really throw ham down if they're going to do something. Rob saying as well, Mexico counts. We were big fans of Raul Alcalal in California in early 70s. Chicago boys were riding buddies on our 20-inch bikes on all those dirt trails. Fair enough. A bit of a history there. Obviously, our chat is always great. Veggie Chowder is saying as well, poll suggestion, who wears the better watch, Mathieu van der Poel, Pogacar? I haven't actually seen the watches, so I'm completely blind on that sense. 86.1 kilometers, 6 minutes and 23 seconds and increasing. So it's still very much up in the air here with that breakaway doing very well. But everyone's just looking quite cool, calm, collect behind. So, yeah, when the teams really start to ramp this up, then we will see that deficit absolutely sliced in half, in third. So we'll wait and see. Why didn't I put 2017 there? Oh, that's it. True. That is very true. I could have put that. The very famous close edition. So I should have done that. Apologies. 88.6 kilometers. 88.6 kilometers. And yeah. I'm a bit worried about this gap, you know. I think they're going to have to really bring this back. There's going to be some horsepower being used. They're way over 200 kilometers as well in terms of the riding. So the legs will potentially start to get a bit softer for some of the riders. And then, yeah, for some of these guys, it's just a complete warm-up. So we'll wait and see. But for the time being, yeah, we should have put 2017 on there. Oops, my bad. But which one should go away then? Not a lot of love for 2024. I think that was a good addition. You had the different things. You had the Pogacar attacking but getting marked by Van der Poel. Then you had Pogacar stepping up in the sprint. And then you even had someone losing their glasses. Who was that? Was that Matthews? Someone lost something. And then Jasper Philipsen winning. And Matthews so close to the victory. And obviously, we spoke to him about exactly that. And he said it was very, very painful being so close to a monument. And obviously, Australians are very good at winning this monument. Goss, Gerrans. Is that it? Did I just say very good? And then, but it was consecutive years. So very entertaining additions. 87.5 kilometers. The break still 9 riders, 6 minutes and 27 seconds. Yeah, this break is working very well together. Very, very well together. And they need to be a bit careful here if they're gonna do yeah. Great to have almost 600 people in the chat. Smash the like button, as Rhonda says as well. I'm sure that helps the stream at some metric. And I appreciate you, everyone, hanging out with me here on a Sunday evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Obviously, it's a bit different. Who is the earliest and who's the latest right now? So here in France, it's nearly 3 o'clock. But I'm sure some people have it even later. We're seeing Victor Campenaerts talking to his fellow Belgian-born rider of Mathieu Van der Poel. Van der Poel with those rainbow bands. What is he going to do? How is he going to play this? Is he doing very much the sit back and watch what Pogacar does role? Is he just going to absolutely be like hair on soap on Pogacar once we get past the 3 climbs and then get to the bottom of Cipressa? Yeah, the breakaway would be interesting if they won. Yeah, it would be quite funny. But it would kind of rob us of a big showdown between Pogacar and Van der Poel. So it would be funny, but it would rob us of a bit. So it's it's interesting. We will wait and see. We'll wait and see. Okay, so earliest right now is in California. Latest so far we have is in the Philippines. So quite a spread of people in the chat. 86.2 kilometers, 6 minutes and 34 seconds. It's increasing ever more. They are on a bit of an incline here. We're seeing this is a feed zone as well towards the back end of the peloton. Reminder, we are doing the recap race analysis where we'll have some footage and some photos as well of the race, and from the team, so give us a bit more of an insight. And obviously the podcast available on the Cycling Dane podcast. I guess that's what it's called. 6 minutes and 34 seconds. 6 minutes and 34 seconds. 85.7 kilometers still to go. And this is a very interesting prospect. Very much the calm before the storm. And yeah, welcome to everyone who's subscribed as well lately. Great to have so many people in the chat and new subscribers as well over the last few weeks. Obviously, haven't been too active on this channel. Trying to be more active. And there will be a few videos coming up next week as well. And maybe we'll stream Gent Wevelgem. We probably will. Let's be honest. But I am very much against the name change. What are they doing? Stop changing names of races. They even added extra words onto onto Paris-Roubaix. So yeah, 85 kilometers to go, 6 minutes and 36 seconds. It's almost 7 minutes now. Yeah. Veggie Chowder as well. Yeah, the extra channel is doing extremely well as well. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, there's a lot of good content over there. But yeah, very much a 3-4 channel setup right now. Yeah, we have our clips. We have the action channel as well, which needs to be kind of bashed out of its slumber, and it will be next week. And then extra channel, and then here. But some good videos on this channel coming next week. Obviously, I'm going to say that, but I think there's some interesting one history-wise. 6 minutes and 39 seconds, 84.6 kilometers. We're getting ever closer to those Capo Mele. That was the next kind of tension point, if you will. It comes with about 32 kilometers to go, so that should be very quickly for these riders, to be honest. Maybe not half an hour, but maybe 40 minutes. But yeah, we'll wait and see. So, get it back on the penny farthing. The penny farthing is returning, guys. It is returning. Not next week, but it is coming back. It's just not been great weather, and it's not been here. So, yeah, don't worry. The penny farthing will be back for sure. 84 kilometers to go, 6 minutes and 40 seconds. And yeah, if you have any funny ideas for the penny farthing, do let me know in the chat. The crazier, the funnier. But Rhonda as well saying, welcome. Yeah, and hit the like button, as Rhonda saying. But we are waiting to see what's going to happen in the race today. And it's a very, very interesting prospect. Mathieu van der Poel and Tadej Pogacar. Mathieu van der Poel would break the curse of the back-to-back. Not winning back-to-back for a defending champion. That hasn't been done since we had Eric Zabel doing that. And as got pointed out in the chat, he won 4 out of 5 editions. Yeah, which was quite impressive. Smash the like button as well. We're just over the 100 mark as well. And yeah, we'll see who wins. But Mathieu van der Poel would also put himself in a higher tier in the winners list. So yeah, with 3 victories, and it would be quite impressive. I haven't voted yet in the editions part. I'm going to vote for last year as well. So I'm going to be part of the 78% of you who have voted for that. Sylvain Dillier is still at the front, not doing a very good job of managing the break, because the break's leash has gone out to 6 minutes and 44 seconds. Plenty of sprinters in here as well. And we will wait and see. 82.9 kilometers, 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Sylvain Dillier still out in front, soaking up the TV time. Take this in, guys, because we're not going to see him this much for the rest of the year, I think, unless he does something really breathtaking in some of the other races. Obviously, Paris-Roubaix, you would think, but then it's also for Mathieu van der Poel. So, yeah, I think Sylvain Dillier is very much in his road captain domestique phase of his career. So, yeah, not great weather as well. 12 degrees, not really what Italians would want. Great to have 600 people in the chat. Still 82.4 kilometers left, with the breakaway just inching their lead ever more. 6 minutes, 47 seconds. Yeah, as Hamilton Archer saying, didn't Zabel lose by I'll try and get that photo as well, because it's quite a iconic photo. Okay, I wasn't into cycling back then. Probably more interested in, I don't know, playing with cars or whatever young people do at that time. But let's just get that edition, because that edition, was it 2004? Actually, no, I remember now. Football fan back then. Was it 2004? Yeah, it was 2004. Let's get that image. That was an absolutely iconic image. UAT members coming to the front. Sylvain Dillier has just been dispatched with at the front. Doma Novak takes over. So Doma Novak, UAT members, finally wanting to be part of this as well. So Doma Novak, yeah, he has decided to come to the front now. So UAT members are getting involved here. So I'm just trying to get that photo, that very iconic photo that we spoke about. You can kind of see the "oh crud" moment by Eric Zabel. I have actually bumped into Eric Zabel by chance at the start of the Tour de France in, well, last year actually. He was at the Alpecin the Alpecin teams camp, but that was also the same place where Intermarché were, and obviously I was there for to see Biniam Gamay and that. So yeah, that was quite funny. Obviously, I asked for a photo when you've got such a eclectic career as him. I just had to. Royalty of cycling. There we go. Doma Novak still pushing the front, and is he going to bring it down? He's brought 4 seconds down already. So 4 seconds have been shaved off that lead. Q36.5 are lining up behind Doma Novak. So yeah, this is going to be interesting now, how quickly Doma Novak and potentially Q36.5 can get this lead down. I'm having a bit of trouble getting the photo for some reason. Not because of getting the photo, but because of my keyboard being a bit whack. But for the time being, we still have that breakaway. The lead is tumbling down. They've already lost 10 seconds. They're inside almost the 80-second part now. 80 kilometer part. So these two riders, we know that they're going to be the big juggernauts of the day, we think. But let's just get some history on the page as well in terms of pictures. Yeah, that was done very badly. But you can kind of see the dismay or the horror for Eric Zabel there as he realizes he has done it. Yeah, they talked to Pitcock at the start as well. Obviously, Milan-Torino winning that. I'm not sure of too many winning Milan-Torino and Milan-San Remo in the same year. Let's just find out. Let's see if anyone has won both races in the same year. In recent time, I think not, because they've kind of changed the race quite a bit. I mean, Demar did win it in 2020, but he won Milan-San Remo 4 years earlier, so it's not really anything. And the race has kind of been up and down with what it was, like a climbers race, a sprinters race. I mean, you have the likes of Arnaud Demar and Alberto Contador as previous winners and Mark Cavendish of a race. There's not many other races that has that. Even Tom Pitcock, Roglic. I mean, you see what I mean? So it's quite a weird history of a race. Great to have so many people subscribing as well today. Welcome, welcome. You will not regret that. There's plenty of things to come on the channel next week. And yeah, for sure, we'll see what happens later on the race in the year. Probably will do the Ghent-Wevelgem stream, but I mean, just absolutely horrendous what they've changed the name to. I think we should do a petition. Yeah, bit annoying to be honest. Why change a name of such an iconic name as well? But yeah, Flanders Fields Classic or Flanders Classics, yeah, they own the race. But the breakaway watch is down to 6 minutes and 18 seconds. So 30 seconds have already been wiped away from that lead in the last 2 kilometers. So you can see it's more in control now than it was. But yeah, plenty of things talked about here on the chat, obviously. Who invented the bike first? That's what we've been talking about as well. But are we going to see Tobias Lund Andresen? Could win. If he wins on debut, I mean, how many riders have won this on debut? That is a big question as well. I can't think of too many riders that won this on debut. I will investigate. But Doma Novak at the front here, 6 minutes and 14 seconds. The momentum is now going in the way of the peloton. So the peloton, the Capo melee is not too far away. We're seeing riders being dumped out of the break now. Davide Lozano, one of the Nova Nordisk guys, he's out of the break now. So yeah, so the break is starting to take chunks out of each other as well. But who is going to be winning this race? Pogacar, Evenepoel. Evenepoel, no, he's on his way to Catalonia. But Van der Poel, could he win this yet again? A third one in a, well, not in a row, third one in 4 years. I mean, his kick, his absolute supremacy in Tirreno would maybe say that he could be up in here with a shout. I definitely think he has the punch to follow Tadej Pogacar again. Does he have the punch to maybe dump Tadej Pogacar? That remains to be seen. But great to have so many people in the chat, almost 700 people in the chat. And this is going to be a very close edition, potentially. 77 kilometers still to go, 6 minutes and 11 seconds. So you can see it's absolutely just bleeding now, the breakaway. And yeah, I think they might be very close to catching them by the Capo melee. Yeah, spacing as well. What if Mathieu van der Poel peaked too soon? Obviously, he's been doing the cyclocross races. I don't think he needs to be on the top for that, if I'm honest. But yeah, this is very much the bread and butter of his road cycling season. And then after the Classics campaign, it's kind of like, I'll just take what I can get, it feels like. Winning Renewy Tour, obviously, being up there in the Tour of Luxembourg in the past, winning stages in the Tour, stage in the Giro. What else has he kind of done after the Classics? Vuelta? I don't think he's been to the Vuelta, but it kind of, the results very quickly dry up for Van der Poel. Tour of Belgium winning that as well. So there are a few, obviously World Championships winning that. Okay, why do I think that Remco didn't race San Remo? Purely because he's going to Vuelta Catalunya. And he was up in the mountains in Tenerife, but also Pitcock is going there, so who knows? Kelly saying, gotta start waking up on European time to not miss these races. Yeah, I feel your guys' pain because Formula One, which I follow as well, it's kind of like, yeah, I feel the pain there with Australia, US races there. So don't worry, I feel the pain as well. But yeah, obviously, cycling is a very Europe-centric sport on the top level. Rest in peace, Tour of California, San Luis, San Juan, all these great 1 week races that I loved. Music Wavy, what happened to the beard, Scott? That is the main question of our time. I mean, it just got lost. A very overdue haircut, and yeah. And if you watch the video on Monday on the Cycling Day Extra channel, you will see the beard reappear. So yeah, that would be quite funny. I'm sure someone's gonna heckle me in the comments for that. But 21.8 kilometers until we get to the next categorized climb, or the next climb, the Capo melee, very iconic climb that starts the thing off. So we'll wait and see if they can catch these guys, the breakaway guys. 6 minutes and 5 seconds. So I mean, they've almost lost 40 seconds, more than 40 seconds in the space of 6 kilometers. So the pace is really on right now. 6 minutes and 5 seconds. It's going to be interesting, this. We were talking about other, well, kind of riders podiuming and the history as well of the race. Kwiatkowski, we talked about him winning this edition very excitingly in 2017. He finished on the podium 2 years later as well, where Alaphilippe won in front of Oliver Naesen in a very small group. And then Alaphilippe was second the year after, so he couldn't even do the back-to-back. Matthews has been on the podium twice, or 3 times even. So the bridesmaid, never the bride, unfortunately. But we did say that the Australians have won this with Geraint, with Goss. Did they win it with O'Grady? No, I don't think so. But obviously, Australians have been kind of a breath of fresh air. Not a breath of fresh air, but like an emerging nation that is kind of now just a staple of the sport. So yeah, we will wait and see. 74 kilometers, 6 minutes and 2 seconds. And yeah, we're just seeing Picnic Post-Denal's rider as well, the Frenchman Prost, Forêt Prost. Just getting a bit of gels and stuff. According to the stats, he's burnt 5,500 calories already today. So a big day already on the bike. More than 220 kilometers done by these guys. So the breakaway, 6 minutes now. 6 minutes. We'll wait and see. Yeah, probably time to get a new poll going as well in the chat. Yeah, do you think Pogacar is gonna win this? Will Pogacar win today? That is the big question. We did the earlier one, but let's just do a yes and no one. Will Pogacar win Milan MSR? There we go. Yes or no? Binary poll. You can't go much clearer than that. Are you on the side of Mr. Pogacar winning? And are we going to see something? That is the big question. Remember that we have got the Volta Catalunya podcast exclusive episode over on the Cycling Dane podcast. So Patrick and I got that up last night. Obviously, it's a very stacked field in the Volta Catalunya. And Remco Evenepoel struggling to get to the start line. So check that episode out. I'll share that in the chat. So for later. But for the time being, we are seeing Q36.5 just getting to the back, or not getting to the back, being at the front and sharing duties. Well, not really. They're at the front, not really just staying behind Doma Novak. Obviously, you do feel a bit of the work when you're riding second wheel, but it's not a lot. 72.4 kilometers, 5 minutes and 54 seconds. You can see they've already lost about a minute in the last 8 kilometers. So it's bleeding. Doma Novak fresher and really starting to impose himself on the breakaways advantage. Pogacar has been third in the last 2 editions of the race as well. Quite an impressive feat in its own right. Not many riders being third 2 years in a row, which I don't think it's ever happened if I'm correct. But obviously we have had Cancellara finishing second in 3 editions out of 4. That must have been quite painful for him. And then Christoph, we were talking about back-to-back winners. Christoph winning in 2014 and then second in 2015. So, 2 riders there. 2 impressive rides. Just to be up there in 2 editions is quite impressive, I would say. But we will wait and see, especially in the sprint. I think in the Degenkolb win, he started very far out. And I think it was that edition where Gaviria probably would have won it, bar for a crash in the last few moments. But, I mean, that aside, 71.3 kilometers. Breakaway watch, 5 minutes and 51 seconds. So they're fighting back a bit. Ineos Grenadiers getting in position. Q36.5 getting in position as well. Pogacar's very much towards the front. Add not sure to the Pogacar poll. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to edit it after, which is a bit annoying. But 56. Oh, it's quite close, our poll. Many of you think 56% saying yes, 44% saying no. So it's quite an aggressive poll. So we'll wait and see. 70.9 kilometers still to go of this stage. And we're getting ever closer to the Capo Mele. Those 3 almost successive climbs having a bit of an impact. Very short climbs, 1.6 kilometers at 4.8. Then you've got 4.4 at 3.2. And then you've got the last one, the Capo Berta, the hardest one, 1.9 at 6.2%. And then we get to the Cipressa at 5.7. Maybe Pogacar's even going to go further away. I mean, the Cipressa for many people was quite a long out effort. Would he go even further? I don't doubt the race is going to be super hard. They were talking about the kilometers you need to go up to be competitive on the Cipressa as well. They were saying we need to go at least 35, 38 kilometers an hour. And you're going up. That's quite a few watts. But for the time being, 70 kilometers to go, 5 minutes and 45 seconds. What is going to happen here? That is the big question that we've been pondering over for weeks, I think. And this is one of those elusive monuments that he hasn't added to his collection yet. Mathieu van der Poel has added it to his collection, both of them having won 3 out of the 5. Van der Poel missing 2 of the ones Pogacar has, and Pogacar missing 2 of the ones Van der Poel has, and both of them having Tour of Flanders within their belt. So, yeah. Right now, we're seeing Q36.5 getting on the radio quite heavily behind Doma Novak. Yeah, so many people can get involved in this. What's the wind direction predicted to be on the climbs? I was seeing headwind somewhere on the Cipressa. So we'll wait and see. Diogo is saying that Pogacar is going to win all the monuments. Music Wavy said, Eddie Merckx said Pogacar should go all in on Poggio. What do you guys think of this? Yeah, actually open to the chat. As Music Wavy said, should he go all out on the Cipressa or on the Poggio? We're seeing Bahrain Victoria is moving towards the front as well. We talked a bit about their cards of Matej Mohoric. I mean, he won in an emphatic edition. Could he do that again? If you are a bit of an underdog, this would be quite a good race if the two favorites look at each other and then just get up the road. But we'll wait and see. 68.7 kilometers, 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So it's come down quite a lot. It was almost touching 7 minutes. So 1 minute and 20 seconds in the last 10-ish kilometers. But Q36.5 not really helping Doma Novak here. So maybe they should start getting those guys in the mix as well. Obviously, on paper, pro continental team. So the onus should not really be on them if you think of that. I mean, Pidcock isn't really a favorite either, given his stats. His best result, 11th, has finished 12th as well on his first edition. And last year, having a bit of a cropper. But 5 minutes and 35 seconds, and the momentum is well and truly swinging towards that of the peloton. So, yeah, this lead is absolutely dripping down. But is it dripping down quickly enough? That is the big question. Great to have Photomotor as well in the chat from Arizona. Quite a few of you from across the pond. Veggie Chowder saying, I heard tailwind too. Tailwind or headwind? Would either of these actually help or hinder Pogacar? I'm not quite sure. 67.7 kilometers, 5 minutes and 33 seconds. It's, yeah, it's an interesting prospect to say the least, what's going on. Tour Pro Cycling, they look like they're a bit more interested as well. They have one of the former winners of Alaphilippe. And Matteo Trentin on paper could be good. Remember this as well. This is what we talked about earlier. Italy has only won one edition since 2006 when Filippo Pozzato won. So, I mean, Ghana's been on the podium twice when Mathieu van der Poel won. So those two have shared 1 and 2. But Ghana, I don't know if Ghana is going to be able to do anything here. He didn't look like his form was the best in Tirreno, but he had that sensational time trial and it was better numbers than he'd done before. But in the punchy stages he was up there, but last year he did finish second in Tirreno. It was a bit of a different race, so yeah, he was climbing very well. We'll wait and see here. But 66.9 kilometers, 5 minutes and 28 seconds is coming down a bit now. Q36.5 are helping out a bit. They're talking to Doma Novak. There is a second UAE rider behind Doma Novak as well. Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe moving up to the front as well. Tour Pro Cycling, Bahrain. All these teams are getting a bit more interested now, and the pace is increasing. So a lot of the teams are really starting to get interested by this. So we'll wait and see. For the time being, a lot of the big favorites are where they need to be. The breakaway is doing its best to cause the upset of the century. So we will see if they can potentially do that. I don't see that happening. I mean, when is the last time we had an upset in this race? Cholik was a big upset. Matej Mohoric was a bit of an upset. So was Jasper Sturven. But great to have almost 800 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think Pogacar is going to be winning Milan-San Remo today? Add a fourth monument to his monument collection. Obviously, he's won a lot more monuments than just 4. But in terms of, yeah, that. But great to have Stuart here in the chat from Japan. And yeah, we have had a crash of Jan Christen earlier. Guyana in the house as well. Great to have you all here around the world. And yeah, we know very, very different scenarios. What are we saying here? Eddie has no clue about modern racing. Boss Eddie will be disappointed. Yeah, so we'll see. Full out on the Poggio. Has that worked many times? I'm not quite sure. Poggio full out attack. I mean, it's very hard to break the elastic on the Poggio. It's not a hard climb by any means. I think my grandmother could get up that climb as well on a unicycle, but that's not happening. But yeah, it's a climb anyone can get up, if we're honest. So that's what makes it hard as well. That it's not actually that steep, and you really have to put some phenomenal watts down to smash it up there. What was they saying? They were like, I think it was, they beat the record on Strava, Mathieu and Tadej, and then they wanted to go even faster. So yeah, we will wait and see if they can beat it even more this year. But the breakaway is still up in front with 2 Movistar riders. We haven't really talked about the break at all in the last hour at least. They probably deserve a bit of airtime after increasing the lead to 5 minutes, above 5 minutes, but now it's 5 minutes and 16, so it's dripping down quite a lot because the pace is increasing at the front. A bit of argy-bargy going on with Tudor. Oh, crash. Oh my god, crash on the left-hand side. Big crash. Ineos Grenadiers involved in that. Ineos Grenadiers. Wow, that was a big crash. Ow. And it looks like one of the riders really got hurt. Down on the curb. Not good. They are moving about, but yeah, that is a very, very explosive crash. What was going on? Oh, one of the Q36.5 riders just touched the rider, and then that whole, yeah, wow. That was close. That was for some of the riders. Absolutely. Anything can happen in a bike race. I don't know if Ghana escaped it, but touch of wheels maybe from the Q36.5 rider. But a big crash. Pogacar avoided it. UAE getting annoyed at that crash. But yeah, big crash. We'll have to see who got affected by that. That will help the breakaway though, because now I think the peloton will be a bit flustered. They're saying former winner Mikhail Kwiatkowski, Connor Swift, and Ben Turner were involved in that. That's the graphic we're getting on the broadcast. So yeah, that was a painful looking crash. That yeah, you don't want to see anyone come down like that. It was a bit alarming seeing one of the riders staying down on the curb, and it looked like he was twitching there a bit. So yeah, that was very bad. Oh shoot, the women's crash was also quite bad that you guys spoke about. Yeah, but the riders are just being cared for. Ilya Viviani is actually there. He's not riding anymore, but he just appeared there. I think he works for Ineos Grenadiers as a director sportif. So it was the Q36.5 rider. Something happened where he kind of gets sandwiched between an Ineos rider and a UAE rider, and then absolutely just kablamo there. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame. Yeah, that is not good for the racing, obviously. But a heavy crash that. A heavy crash. Pidcock, was he down? I don't think Pidcock was down. But one of his lieutenants was down, so yeah. That is a big shame for Yeah, big shame. Um, yeah, 62.5 kilometers. And we're just seeing one of the riders, the Q36.5 rider, absolutely behind the back. Marcel Camp Ruby, a Spanish rider for Q36.5. So absolutely terrible that. What a shame. Not what we wanted to see at all. So a big crash, big crash there. And Bahrain victorious at the front, 62.2 kilometers, 5 minutes and 2 seconds. And that is really going to hurt the chances of Ineos Grenadiers completely to do something here. What a big crash that was. Ouch, 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 ouch. Great to have almost 900 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And welcome to all the new subscribers here on the channel. Of course, we are going to be doing videos next week here on the channel. We have the Cycling Dane Extra channel, Cycling Dane podcast as well. There's a whole Cycling Dane universe, if you will. And 61.9 kilometers still to go. I was just trying to see if I could get the picture of that crash and the women's crash as well. Yeah, that was not what you want to see either. So very big crashes in both races. Are we going to see a big moment later on as well? But yeah, that crash was out. Poor Ineos guy. Poor all those guys involved in that crash for sure. But yeah, it's been quite eventful racing already with a few crashes, a few weird turns as well in the race. But for the time being, we are just waiting for the breakaway to be reeled in. They have got 4 minutes and 55 seconds, 4 minutes and 55 seconds still. So it's tumbling down, not that quick, but it is coming down quite quickly, to say the least. But for the time being, we are just waiting to see what will happen. Carlos Sainz is at the end of the race as well, so that's quite funny. Formula One guy, obviously an avid cyclist, friends with Tadej Pogacar. But for the time being, we are just waiting to see what is going to happen here in the race. We're getting ever closer to the Capo melee. 61.1 kilometers, 4 minutes and 50 seconds. We were going to talk about the breakaway and then the crash happened. But the Capo melee, the first one of these first climbs in this succession where, okay, we have a bit of gap between the Capo Berta and the Cipressa and the Poggio, but still, this is the crucial moments, as we know. Yeah, Master Lucy still in here. Tarozini, Manuel Tarozino, both from Bahrain. Malaysia and Moro from Movistar still in here. Andrea Pedro, and they're saying Lozano is also still here. Fourier Prost also in here for picnic personnel, and the two riders from Polti-Cometa, Belletta and Mirko Miestri. So I think I didn't butcher their names too much there. But yeah, right now it's yeah, we're seeing riders going at the back completely, both in the breakaway and in the bunch as well. We're just trying to see. I still haven't got the crash anywhere. No one has made a clip of the crash, but it was quite a sizable crash, to say the least. And yeah, not really what you want to see in the race if you're an Ineos Grenadiers fan in particular. 60 kilometers to go, 4 minutes and 42 seconds. It is still coming down drip by drip, but I think by the time we get to the Capo Melee, that is where we're really going to see some big changes in that breakaway advantage. And if you're new here as well, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're 900 people in the chat, and let me know where you're watching from and who you think is going to be winning as well. Right now, over nearly 400 of you have voted in the chat and said 57% of you believe that it is going to be a Tadej Pogacar victory. But big crash for Ineos Grenadiers. Jan Christina has also crashed earlier. So quite a few two crashes, notable crashes. And we'll wait and see. Where will Mathieu van der Poel finish? There we go. Do you think he's going to be first, second, or third? Or other? Let's just go for that. Has been absolutely electric. We're 5.7 kilometers away from the Capo Mele. The real action, what we've been waiting for all day, all afternoon, all morning, all evening, or wherever you are in the world. Yeah, looks like it is almost upon us. We're seeing Ben Turner, I believe here, the man from Doncaster. Just, yeah, his licking his wounds, but in the peloton. But Ineos Grenadiers, this is definitely going to be changing them a bit. Garner, we haven't really spoken too much about him. Remember, he has finished second twice in 3 years on the podium. So, yeah, very good. But he would need some kind of scenario where Pogacar and Mathieu look at each other and then he can dart up the road. I mean, a whole host of riders fit into that mold as well. The sprinters, though, that is an interesting prospect if we're going to get that happening. Yeah, we will wait and see what happens. But for the time being, it's looking interesting what's happening. Capo Mele, yeah, it's not the hardest climb that we were saying. 1.6 kilometers, 5-ish%. So, yeah, 5.6 kilometers, 4 minutes and 33 seconds. 4 minutes and 30, yeah, that's what we're saying. So it's come down a lot since that 7-minute mark, but it's still not within touching distance yet. 4.2 kilometers until we get to the Capo Mele. UAE Team Emirates are lining out their stall at the front with Decathlon, AG2R, and Astana also up towards the front there. 4 minutes and 30 seconds, 4 kilometers to go here. So, yeah, we will wait and see here. 4 minutes and 26 seconds. It's coming down. But, yeah, for the time being, 4 minutes and 19 seconds. We'll wait and see what happens. 3 minutes and 3.6 kilometers. That's what I was trying to say, to the Capo Mele. So it's really quickly upon us. But yeah, for the time being, the breakaway is still somewhat intact after the Novo Nordisk riders dropping out. So there's no Novo Nordisk rider up towards the front anymore. And yeah, the Italian pro-continental teams very much in abundance. Actually, all of them being Italian at the front in the break now. Because, oh no, Alexis for Prost, the Picnic Personnel rider, still up there. So, yeah, there is still a sole Frenchman up there in the break. But everyone else is Italian. They're saying on Pro Cycling Stats the Novo Nordisk riders are there, but it didn't look like it. It's maybe a bit inconsequential. But yeah, for the time being, we're seeing Picnic Personnel, Q36.5, Soudal Quickstep and UAE Team Emirates really just lining up here. 56 kilometers is not a long time or a lot of distance. 2.7 kilometers, we're ever so slightly getting closer to the real interesting nitty-gritty part of the race, the monument, the defining moments. 34.4 kilometers away from the Cipressa, the place that most people would want to get to. But yeah, right now we're seeing Q36.5. We're seeing UAE Team Emirates up towards the front, 55.7 kilometers. It's just clawing ever so slightly closer. And the Capo Mele is really something we've been anticipating for quite a long time. UAE Team Emirates setting out their stall quite well here. Is this Großschartner? It looks like Großschartner with the Austrian Austrian bands on his shoulders, not quite shoulders, sleeves. Yes, there we go. And we'll wait and see what happens here. Thank you, Fuzzy Balls, as well, for the kind donation. If Pogacar were to skip the Tour and put his total focus on the monuments, could he sweep all 5 in the same season? Yeah, I think so. He was on the podium for all 5 last year, so I don't even think he needs to change it much, to be honest. But yeah, he's proved to be an absolutely stupendously all round rider. There's not really anything he hasn't done, I would say. He's won time trial stages, flat ones in the Tour, one, and in the Giro. So I mean, yeah. But we will wait and see. What are we saying? Someone doesn't like Pogacar. I think you kind of have to. You have to. What are we saying? I like the panache of Pogacar. I like that he's how many World Tour, Grand Tour winners or Tour de France winners, defending Tour de France winners, do we see line up for Paris-Roubaix? Like nobody, and he does that, and I really, really think he's been a breath of fresh air to cycling, and the dominance is just remarkable. 4 minutes and 11 seconds, 54.2 kilometers. We're seeing Q36.5, Sora Quick Step, Lotto Intermarché, UAE Team Emirates as well there. Fuzzy Ball saying sweeping all 5 monuments would be legendary. Yeah, I don't think anyone's actually done that in one go. No one's ever won all of them in one go. So, that is quite a pro cycling manager feat. What we're saying is Ewan covering the race in Italy. No, he's chasing a butterfly somewhere in a garden, I think. He's not even watching the race. Thank you, Sarah, as well, for the kind donation. A bit more coffee money. And 4 minutes and 9 seconds. It's coming down quite a lot now. 53.5 kilometers. 53.5 kilometers, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. It is swinging towards that of the breakaway. Oh, not the breakaway, the peloton, the favorites group, whatever you want to call it. It's the one where the big punchers, the big juggernauts. But they are getting to the start of the Capo Mele. So the Capo Mele is coming here now. Capo Mele, 1 minute and 1.8 kilometers. So this is getting interesting now. 53.2 kilometers, 4 minutes and 6 seconds. 4 minutes and 6 seconds. So we'll wait and see. This is getting quite tight now. Quite tight. In terms of the breakaway distance and getting them back. They need to really ramp it up a bit more now, the peloton, because 4 minutes, 50k-ish. It's getting very close to that gap that we had. This was the second biggest gap Pro Cycling Stats is saying in terms of breakaway advantages. So in any pro race, the biggest one was UAE Tour Stage 3 that had a gap of 8 minutes and 35 seconds, but these guys peaked at 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Wow, that is really nerdy stuff, isn't it? Really stats stuff there, but yeah, we'll wait and see. 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Still just drip by drip coming down. 52.7 kilometers. We'll wait and see. But for the time being, it could be interesting. So, the Capo Mele, 1 kilometer away now. 1 kilometer away until these successive climbs begin. The Capo Mele first, 1.6 kilometers at 4.8%. Then the Capo Cervo at 1.4 kilometers at 3.2%. And Capo Berta at 1.9 kilometers at 6.2%, the hardest one. So we'll wait and see. But for the time being, these guys look well and truly like they're working well together. Just a signal there from one of the kilometer riders to say, come on, don't miss a turn. Work it through. And I mean, they are putting themselves into the talking mouths of all commentators around the world as well. So they are getting exposure completely. Thank you, DB Cooper, as well, for a bit of coffee money. Coffee pot or whatever we call it. And we probably should get a new poll as well. 51% of you believe it is going to be Mathieu van der Poel winning this race. So there is a lot of faith in the Dutchman. and we are very close to 1,000 people in the chat. So smash that like button and let's see if we can get ever closer. But 51.8 kilometers, 3 minutes and 57 seconds. 3 minutes and 57 seconds. So looking very, very healthy here for the breakaway right now. It is coming. It's below 4 minutes. So, I mean, it's in the balance, but we don't think this is gonna happen. Well, I don't think it's gonna. We're not kidding ourselves. Let's be honest. This is gonna somewhat go towards the favorites, but they need to press on a bit more. Some of the other teams need to get involved in this chase if it's gonna not stick this breakaway. Obviously, the breakaway will be absolutely tired at the front, so we'll wait and see. But Q36.5, they are coming to the front now. So yeah, we will wait and see. But for the time being, it is a bit in the balance. I think they need to push on a bit more. They are in Andorra right now. Not the Andorra, but a different Andorra. I think I make the joke every year. But yeah, we are seeing Grosschardt now come to the front here. UAE Team Emirates, Astana up there towards the front. Quick Step. But UAE Team Emirates. And where's Alpecin? Alpecin not really doing anything. Obviously, they were doing a lot with Dilia, but I mean, that kind of served against them as well. But the Capo Mele, they are on that climb right now. And yeah, I mean, it's not the hardest climb, but it's quite a view from the helicopter as well. It's not exactly flat, that's for sure. So we will wait and see. It's yeah, it's looking quite calm. But now something's happening. Dilia going out the back. Sylvain Dilia out the back after a very big day at the front of the peloton. UAE Team Emirates, they are trying to increase the pace on this 6%. So it does go up to 6%, their melee. It's just the average isn't as high. So maybe the flat part starts in a flatter section. Inside the last 50 kilometers now, 3 minutes and 28 seconds. So it is dripping down quite a lot now. So what I was saying a few moments ago is absolutely out the window now. Like it's gone. Yeah. UAE Team Emirates are setting out their full team now at the front now. What's remaining after Jan Christen was out. And Doman Novak, is he still one of the riders? I don't see the sleeves of the Slovenian and former national champ, so no. But with Jan Christen not being here, that is a bit of a hampering situation for them if they're wanting to do a similar kind of thing. And if they are lining this out for the next 40K, that's going to spend some bullets as well if they're going to try and get this back. The start of the Capo Servo is coming up shortly as well. So the breakaway, they've tackled one of the three Capos. Can they get over all three of them? That remains to be seen. 49 kilometers still to go. But yeah, Nidoman, where is Nidoman? I mean, Nidoman still is a world tour rider. Like, yeah. We will wait and see. 48.8 kilometers, 3 minutes and 23 seconds. This lead is dipping under the 3 minutes to go, I think, very, very quickly. So that is going to be disappearing very quickly. And I think the breakaway are going to be brought back. They look tired as well, heaving a bit. Yeah, very heavy pedal strokes at the front. A bit of wobbling going on from some of them, but they are on the Capo Cervo. 1 star, 6% maximum slope. 2.5% is what the race organizers are saying. And yeah, after that, then we got the Capo Berta, and that is the hardest one of those. So yeah, it is interesting how they're playing this year. But I think we were in a similar position last year with the breakaway, almost making it over the last Capo or the Capo Berta and not quite making it. The Capo Cervo, as we were saying, 2.5%, so not really too taxing for them. Pro Cycling Stats and the organizers have two different stats of the same climb. Who do we trust, Pro Cycling Stats or the organizers? So yeah, we will wait and see. Who's going to be winning? Um, 1.1 kilometers away from the Mele Cervo. I don't think this is going to be the big change. I think the only thing it's going to be changing in the last few kilometers, or whatever you want to say, is going to be, yeah, the what is happening after this in terms of the different things. I think what I'm trying to say in very bad English is, over these Capo, I don't think anything's going to be changing in the favorites group. More the breakaway situation and the peloton. The peloton are joined by Ineos Grenadiers, the ones who were really caught out by that crash, and quite a few of their riders in that crash, but they're just imposing themselves at the front. And it looks like they will be doing quite a good turn here to try and minimize the work being done minimize the gap. It's under 3 minutes now, so it's absolutely disappearing. Every time we turn to see the gap, they're losing a half a minute there, and now it's inside 3 minutes for the first time in a very long time. Obviously, it did balloon up quite a bit to 6 minutes and 48 seconds, but now the breakaway only have 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So yeah, the writing is on the wall. Even now they're losing a couple of seconds just here and there. They've got 0.3 kilometers left on the Cervo. Are they going to get past the Capo Berta? That is the last one, 1.9 kilometers at 6.2%. Pilazari, Roglic, those two could potentially be the big weapons for Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. No Remco here, as we spoke about earlier. I don't know who is actually for sure. Vingegaard cannot win this race, I think, barring some kind of extraordinary circumstance. Thank you, Fuzzy Ball, as well. What are we saying? Thanks to UAE for not sending Del Toro to the Giro. Jonas isn't afraid of Almeida or Ayuso with all the mountaintop finishes. It's shaping up nicely. Yeah, that is, yeah. I mean, it would have been nice to see Del Toro versus Jonas. I mean, they're not even going to be against each other in the Catalunya. Del Toro is going to the Tour of the Basque Country, and then we're going to get him versus Paul Sixas. So, yeah, it would be very, very interesting. So, in our debate as well, 54% of you have voted for Mathieu van der Poel victory. Actually, let's ask you guys that. Do you think Pogacar will win all the monuments? I think it was impressive last year. Will Pogacar win all the monuments in his career? So yes, no. Do you think he's going to complete the set of monuments? We will see. 45.5 kilometers left. 35 kilometers up this Capo Cervo. Ooh, bit of braking going on. From the peloton here. What just happened there? That is the big question. 45.3 kilometers, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So yeah, quite a touching moment there for some of the riders. The breakaway is still 2 minutes 30-ish. So yeah, that is quite healthy still quite healthy. And great to have 1,000 people in the chat from around the world. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And thank you to everyone who's been donating as well, subscribing. Everything helps. And do check out our podcast as well. I linked it. We did the Volta Catalunya. What am I trying to say? Podcast preview. So we are trying to do more on the podcast as well. So bit of an incentive. It won't be out on the Cycling Day Extra channel, but it is for the podcast basically. So help us out with that if you haven't already. And for the time being, we are just seeing Ineos Grenadiers in Milan-San Remo to put their stall out, and we'll see if they can do something here, get another podium, or maybe even win it. They haven't won it for quite some time. So we'll wait and see. 44.1 kilometers left, 2 minutes and 33 seconds. They are ever so slightly bleeding time. They are 3.2 kilometers away from the Capo Berta. So the Capo Berta is 1.9 kilometers at 6.2%. So it's absolutely interesting what's going on here. Yeah, but for the time being, the breakaway, their days are numbered. They have to soak up as much TV time as possible for their sponsors. But these guys, they are doing their absolute best. It's six Italians and one Frenchman at the front doing everything in their power to really keep the pressure on as long as possible on the peloton that has for most part been going very easy, and now they're starting to wake up quite considerably. The Capo Berta does have some few sections. I think it kicks up to about 8%. But yeah, it is going to be quite frightening when the peloton go through this. I think they're going to push on quite hard. So we'll wait and see. But 43.2 kilometers, 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So who is going to be winning the race? That is the big question and the big excitement. Is it going to be Tadej Pogacar? Is it going to be our man of Mathieu? We'll have to wait and see. But great to have 1,000 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from, who you think is going to win. And do join me for the recap race analysis later on the Cycling Day Extra channel. So a bit more of an in-depth what's been going on. But, I mean, most of the racing is in the last, 10% of the race. So in terms of the action. So we'll wait and see. Yeah, we are seeing San Remo's finish line. It's a beautiful place. I would absolutely recommend everyone to go. What I really like about the area is you've got Nice, Monaco, and San Remo quite close to each other. So yeah, interesting. Widi as well from Eritrea. Of course, we have got Natal Tispasion here and Biniam Gumai. So we'll see if any of them can do something to maybe sneak into the top 10. Bini obviously wanting the sprint scenario, and quite a few sprinters in here wanting that scenario as well. Will that play out? Really depends on Tadej Pogacar and Mathieu van der Poel and some of the other riders. If they look too much at each other, we were saying in the preview that they probably need a third rider to keep that momentum up. But if they just start looking at each other, then that win is absolutely going potentially out of the way. 2 minutes and 15 seconds, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, 2 minutes and 11 seconds even. So they are starting to lose it quite a lot here, the 7 riders at the front. 2 Movistar riders, 2 Bahrain riders, 2 Kilometer, and 1 Picnic Bostonal rider. 41.7 kilometers. It's, yeah, it's not by any means like they're riding away with a victory, but it's just getting a bit uncomfortable, and I think the pace is going to be very high on this last Capo Berta, 1.9 kilometers at 6.2%. I think we really need to get some of the teams. So Ineos Grenadiers, Decathlon, Alpecin, Soral Quickstep, and UTM Emirates coming to the forefront of the race. And right now they're doing everything in their power to be in the best position for their team leaders. The Capo Berta is 0.2 kilometers away for the front breakaway. They've got 2 minutes and 5 seconds. So they're doing absolutely everything in their power to stay out in front. As Rhonda says as well, make sure to smash the like button. Let's try and get to 300 likes. We're on 187. And do get involved in the poll as well. 74% of you believe Tadej Pogacar will be winning all the monuments in his career. So not bad at all. The start of the climb, the final one of these Capo climbs, are coming. So yeah, we will wait and see what is going to happen here. The Capo Berta goes up to 9% is what the organizers are saying. 9%, quite interesting to say the least. Inside the last 40 kilometers, this will be a very entertaining last 40 kilometers. 1 minute and 56 seconds now. 1 minute and 56 seconds. So yeah, 1 minute, 1.6 kilometers, 1 minute and 55 seconds. UAE Team Emirates, Alpecin up towards the front here. Tadej Pogacar towards the front. They have to stay very alert, as we saw with the Ineos Grenadiers crash. Anything can happen on any part of the course, and you can really get caught out by a rider in front of you touching a wheel, and then suddenly your race is somewhat over, or not somewhat, is over potentially. But 1 minute and 50 seconds. It's going to dip under the 1 minute mark soon. I think inside the 30 kilometers, we are going to get potentially the catch. The pace is just drilling now. I think, yeah, what is going on here? People with flares for a bike race. The break starting to split up as well. The Bardiani riders out the back. One of the Movistar riders out the back. Poel looking to be the best of the rest. So, yeah, 40 kilometers to go. 7% section here of the Capo, 1.2 kilometers left. Moro going out the back. Yeah, so we'll wait and see. Not Bahrain. Bardiani completely out the back here. And for the time being, yeah, it is Poel with Meleze and Forêt Prost, so 2 Polti riders. So they're fighting for the honors of being the strongest in the breakaway. 0.9 kilometers to go to the top of the Capo, and at the peloton 1 minute and 36 seconds down the road. So yeah, the breakaways days are absolutely done. Not completely, they still have a 90-second buffer, but I think these guys are absolutely going to be ripping this up. And for the time being, we're even getting, who's this? I think this is Luxembourg at the front. It might be Tour de Pro Cycling. It looks like Tour de Pro Cycling with Klugers. So anything here can happen. You mock me in the chat for saying that, but right now we'll see. And yeah, flares. It's quite annoying. Why are you doing flares? Ugh. These guys are breathing hard. Flares will not help your breathing at all. Yeah, but not too close to the race at least. It was quite high up, so I don't think it hampered the riders too much. Ineos Grenadiers, they're really just upping the pace. They've got Josh Tarling maybe still in there. Ghana, UAE Emirates, they are the 2 teams, UAE and Ineos, really trying to bust the front here with their own pace. 400 meters left of the top of the climb, 1 minute and 20 seconds for the breakaway. Riders really just, yeah, struggling at the back to keep up. Some of them, quite impressive the pace being set out here. 1 minute and 23 seconds. UAE Team Emirates really just upping the pressure as much as possible. But not completely the full lead-out squad here at the front. So we will wait and see. We'll wait and see. But Forêt Prost, yeah, Forêt Prost. Oh, there's more flares closer to the riders. So yeah, we will wait and see. But not really what you want in your face, and could also maybe be like visibly just hurt you a bit. Yeah. Welcome to everyone who subscribed over the last few the last few hours. Have we been on for that long? Maybe not, but yeah, welcome. But Picnic Personnel's French rider of Alexis Prost is out the back, so now we have a full Italian trio at the front with 2 Polti riders and Lorenzo Meleze, the Movistar rider, former under-23 world time trial champion. And yeah, they're at the top of the climb now with 1 minute and 12 seconds, 38.8 kilometers. We're seeing UAE Team Emirates really set out their stall completely. They are upping the pressure as much as possible with Doman Novak. Del Toro is riding next to Mathieu van der Poel. Mathieu van der Poel is on the wheel of Tadej Pogacar, so he's absolutely ready for this. 1 minute and 7 seconds. And yeah, Ineos Grenadiers really lining up here. We've got Matthias Vacek up towards the front as well. Where's Mads Pedersen? We haven't talked about him too much. But Mads Pedersen, can he potentially do something here on his second race day of the year? Obviously, the first race day he crashed in the Tour of Valenciana. But right now, Doman Novak is absolutely pouring his heart out here at the front to try and minimize the gap. It's 1 minute now to the break. 1 minute. And now Ineos Grenadiers take over. They are pushing on the pressure here. It's going to dip under 1 minute to go here. 1 minute to go. Welcome to everyone who's subscribed as well. Smash the like button. Let's try and get closer to 60,000 subscribers here on the channel. But 37.6 kilometers, 58 seconds now. So it's under the minute mark. Under the minute. And yeah, this is looking very interesting now for the riders. I think they survived the three Kappas, so that's something I don't think we saw last year. Are they going to survive all the way to the Cipressa? I don't think that is happening. So the Cipressa, let's see how far we are from the Cipressa. We are 15 kilometers away. 15 kilometers away from the Cipressa, so a bit of a way, but the pressure is going to be high now. Now, I think they're going to be caught before that. But the Cipressa, actually, I think that's to the top of the climb, so we're only 10 kilometers away-ish from the Cipressa. So, yeah, the riders just coming down the Capo. The Kilometer riders absolutely riding frantically to try and keep out for as long as possible, keep their names in in all the commentators' mouths. And yeah, right now they're doing a phenomenal job just to stay at the front of affairs. But great to have 1,100 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Smash the like button as well if you haven't already. Let's try and get to 500 likes. We're almost at 250. And do check out the Cycling Dane podcast where we have the Catalunya preview, which isn't on the Cycling Dane extra channel. So we dissected what might happen, the favourites in that race. Jonas Vingegaard going there, and Remco as well. But yeah, we're seeing the Milan-San Remo. What edition of Milan-San Remo is this? The 117th edition of the race. 35.9 kilometers, 56 seconds. Two Kilometer riders with Malaise still out in front, and the Picnic personnel, Frenchman, still trying to chase them down. Looks like he might be clawing them back here on the flat. And yeah, 56 seconds with 35.6 kilometers. Has flipped quite a lot. Here. What? Wout got dropped on the Berta. Is that true? Did Wout get dropped on the Berta? UAE Team Emirates pushing on quite a lot here to try and keep the pressure. The roads are narrowing as well. That could catch a few riders out if they're not attentive. But 35 kilometers is all that's left of the first monument of 2026. Has given us a bit of action, not too much action, but just a hint of action, which has been good to see. And yeah, through riders getting caught out. Mikhail Kwiatkowski, as we said, was caught out in that crash early on. But yeah, for the time being, it's looking fairly good for a number of teams. The breakaway, not so much, but a lot of the other teams are in the perfect scenario. UAE Team Emirates, absolutely where they want to be. Visma Lease Bike, losing Mathieu Brennan could have been a bit of a card to play for them, but alas, was not the one to be. But for the time being, we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. Dillier, as we said, no longer in the picture, but quite a devastating crash for the Ineos Grenadiers guys. Yeah, I might try and get that on screen as well, because they have a picture on Twitter, so I might just try and get that on the screen. But 50 seconds now. 50 seconds is the gap. 50 seconds is the gap for the riders. 77.1 kilometers until we get to the Cipressa. So start of the Cipressa is very soon. That is where everything is going to turn upside down, and we might see an absolutely extraordinary edition like we did last year. We're just seeing breakaway riders getting caught back. Moro from Movistar being brought back here. And let me just try and see if I can get the very bad crash, the aftermath of it. And you can just see it there. That was the aftermath with the Ineos Grenadiers riders absolutely getting caught out by that. That was not a good moment in the race for them. 33.8 kilometers, 48 seconds it's come down to. UAE Team Emirates taking charge of the left-hand side of the road. And we've also got Decathlon, Group 36.5, and Jayco El Ula plus Ineos taking control. They're all kind of fighting for the race or the race lead, but this pressure is moving up a lot. We know the Cipressa is the real stinging point, and it looks like it might be the stinging point again here. So we'll wait and see. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed. If you haven't already, why not? There's literally no reason not to. It's completely free, and there's a lot of good cycling content coming up in the next week, and well, and then weeks after on this channel. But for the time being, it's getting very close. We're getting a southwest 10-kilometer wind where they are right now. So is that going to hinder them? Mathieu, Tadej Pogacar, all these guys, and Ghana are the ones we're looking towards to really throw this race into some action. But is that going to happen? Are we going to be completely robbed and the sprinters are going to be winning for the first time in a few years? I mean, Jasper Philipsen won, but it wasn't like was it a huge bunch? It was an interesting one. Interesting addition. I think it was quite a good addition as well because it had Pogacar in there being very animated as well. So, yeah, we will wait and see. But for the time being, great to have you all here. And, oh, shoot. In French, that means crash. Crash, Wout van Aert, Biniam Girmay. Oh, no. Oh, Bini is down. Girmay's down. Pogacar's down. Pogacar was involved in that crash as well. Oh, but he gets back up on the bike. Oh, my goodness. Pogacar down. Jorgensen down. Wout van Aert down. High-profile crash this. Whoa. Pelazari down as well. We've got Søren Andersen, the Danish national champion, down. Oh, my goodness. We said these narrow roads. Oh, Pogacar was the one who crashed first. Oh, my goodness. Pogacar was the first to crash. Wow. Pogacar down. That is the big Bini down. Wout van Aert down. Somehow Mathieu van der Poel seems like he's avoided that crash, but wow, that was not in the script. Pogacar is a rider who's very good at withstanding crashes. Was this the curse of the rainbow jersey? Obviously, some of you make fun of me for that. But yeah, wow, that was wow. Yeah, wow. So a crash there for Tadej Pogacar. And yeah, Tombe. Not in the script here. But what happened? Let's see. It was in the middle. I think he might have touched a wheel. Was there a wheel? Can't quite see. I think touch of a wheel behind. And yeah, just takes down Søren Andersen quite hard. So Søren Andersen taken down by Pogacar quite hard as a result of that. Oh, Pogacar, if you win this, that will be absolutely remarkable. So the world champion, his jersey is bruised quite a lot. And we were talking about crash earlier, and now we have this crash. So we've had 3 quite high-profile crashes already. So there you have it. That's the aftermath of the crash on the screen. What on earth? Wow. Yeah, quite shocked by that. And now Uno X come to the front, Red Bull come to the front. They're really hammering on here. 30.5 kilometers. It's not, I mean, they don't have to wait for Pogacar here. A crash is a crash. It's not a Grand Tour. There's no unspoken rules. So this is a monument. That's how it is, unfortunately. But 27 kilometers to go here. 27 kilometers. And what a moment that was for the race. One of the protagonists, the favorite of the race, crashing, and looks like, well, we'll have to see if he can get back into this. But that is absolutely a turning point in this race. But UAE Emirates are going to be spending a lot of bullets to try and get back into this. And yeah, Pogacar, this is not good. Not good here. Yeah, this is not what you wanted in this race as well. You want to be in the right moment, right time. Don't want to expend anything. Everything's kind of down to the limit, or whatever you want to say. Like, oh my goodness, very close. Welcome to everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's hit the like button as well. We're almost at 250, 29.6 kilometers, 17 seconds for the peloton. But Pogacar crashing, that is the big turning point of this race. Mathieu van der Poel is up towards the front now. He knows that this is an opportunity not to take lightly. Alpecin, oh, actually, no, Mathieu van der Poel was caught in that crash as well. So he is trying to get back as well. So it's all over the place here. All over the place right now. And wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is all we can say in this race. Yeah, wow. This is incredible what's happening in the race right now. And big crash for Tadej Pogacar. But he is still in the race. That is the big thing to take away from this. That he's still in the race trying to chase this down. If he does win this, this would be absolutely incredible. But great to have so many people in here. And yeah, wow. That was crazy. Wout van Aert 1 minute and 5 seconds down. The peloton still 15 seconds down on the group. Bini crashed as well, so his Milan-San Remo debut with his new team. He's in the group with Tadej Pogacar. This train absolutely being used as much as possible. And for the time being, this is looking absolutely remarkable. 28.4 kilometers, 28.3 kilometers. And this is remarkable what's happened. A race-changing crash, this. Yeah, wow. But for the time being, yeah, this is impressive. The racing situation, completely boring race for most of this. Not really too many things happening. Keeping ourselves entertained. But now Mathieu van der Poel is moving closer. Interesting, Isaac Del Toro has not gone back to Tadej Pogacar. So Tadej Pogacar has not got Isaac Del Toro. So maybe that is the card now. Isaac Del Toro, is he going to be the first ever Mexican to win this race? Ineos Grenadiers really hammering as well now. Pogacar 28 seconds behind. They are half a kilometer away from the Cipressa. So having a 26-second head start on Pogacar on the Cipressa probably does help. But yeah, wow. Tadej Pogacar in the team cars now. I think, if he's in the team cars, you would assume that he is near the peloton then. Not quite sure there. They're saying 18 seconds now, so we'll have to take that with a pinch of salt. But the breakaway riders are going to be caught. They did make it to the Cipressa, the two Polti riders and Milese of Movistar. So yeah. Now Ineos Grenadiers, they are in charge of the front end of this peloton. They're doing everything in their power to stay up here towards the front. And Ghana is in a perfect position, riding second wheel. Is the Cipressa going to be really hammered? That is the big question. Not quite sure, but 30 seconds for Wout van Aert here to get back here. Pogacar is back. Pogacar is back. Pogacar is back. So that 18 seconds thing was wrong. He is back. Pogacar is back. Yeah, this is interesting now. It's getting very, very cagey now. How much is that taken out of him? We saw him crash in last year's Strade Bianche, and that didn't hamper him either. He just got more angry and just won the race even more. But to Cipressa, we're on it now. 5.6 kilometers. And Tadej Pogacar, he's at the back end of the peloton here-ish. He's being moved through the peloton. They kept Isaac Del Toro. Yeah, so they kept Isaac Del Toro fresh, didn't take him back. But Pogacar, how much is that taken out of him? He's back in contention here. Jaco Ayula, Ineos Grenadiers up here as well. Red Bull Borhansko trying to be here. Mess Pillarson, is that him? Is that the rainbow bands for the Dane? But Alaphilippe up there as well. They're all trying to just increase the pressure a bit more. So yeah, Pitcock up here. I mean, Pitcock, this is an opportunity for some of the underdogs to kind of blight it up a bit. They are timing the climb as well, which I quite like. They did that in Milan-Torino. But Tadej Pogacar not in the position he would want to be. He's trying to move up quite a lot. If he does win this is going to be one incredible win from him. And he's at the front. Pogacar is just at the front now. So Pogacar absolutely just wipes everyone off his back here. And now the pressure is being increased. 4.4 kilometers still left of the climb. They're accelerating hard. It's not Del Toro, but Del Toro is moving up. He might just get on his wheel or get in front as well. The pace with Pogacar on the wheel. What is going on? This is incredible. Going from 18 seconds to 18 seconds down, according to the group. But Mathieu van der Poel is not on the wheel of Tadej Pogacar. He's quite far down here. So This is quite dangerous for Mathieu. He's not on the wheel of Pogacar. That position is being on is right now Tom Pidcock. So if I was UAE, I'd maybe try and just really hammer it down right now. But Pogacar is doing an incredible feat here. Pidcock on the best wheel right now. Del Toro, is he going to move up? It looks like he's thinking about moving up. 25.5 kilometers, 3.9 kilometers still left of the Cipressa. We're getting some power data, around 500-ish watts for Tadej Pogacar. Del Toro moving up into second wheel now. Ghana is making sure that he's very much alert to Pogacar and any shenanigans. Mathieu has moved up as well. He's on the wheel of Ghana. Ghana, Pidcock, and Mathieu all on the wheel of Pogacar. So this is incredible what he has done. Yeah, Tadej Pogacar. Wow. This is incredible. 3.5 kilometers still to go. And yeah, someone was saying that I was going to say wow. And yeah, it came with the wow. Yeah, we will see here. So right now we've got a UAE rider, then Del Toro, then Tadej Pogacar, then Tom Pidcock, then Ghana, then Mathieu and we also have Decathlon AG2R on the wheel of Mathieu. They still have 3.2 kilometers. I don't think they are going to be beating the record unless they really just hammer it down here. Ghana wants to get on the podium once again. He wants to try and win and end the drought that the Italians have had. One win since 2006. But right now, the pressure is being upped here. Now Del Toro moves to the front. Del Toro is really hammering the pace now. This is going to be interesting. Del Toro is upping the pace. The winner of Tirreno Adriatico, the best rider on Italian soil last year, with Tadej Pogacar on his wheel. They're upping the pressure here. Tadej Pogacar, how much has he got in his chamber here? How much bullets are left for the Slovenian after that bit of a tumble? The robot, the machine, Pogacar is absolutely their new cannibal of the modern era. He's chasing this success. Eddie Merckx won this 7 times, but Pogacar's still yet to win this. He was on the podium for the last 2 years, but can he do it? Pogacar attacks. Mathieu responds. Pidcock responds. Pidcock responds to the wounded Pogacar, but Pogacar is absolutely putting a turn in here, and it is Pogacar, Pidcock, and Van der Poel. Absolute scenes. Pidcock and Van der Poel are the only riders stuck on the wheel of Pogacar. We did say they needed a third rider, and Pidcock is that third rider. A man who hasn't finished in the top 10 ever in this race, but has had a very good form this year. 23.8 kilometers still to go, 2.2 kilometers left of the race, and they've absolutely gapped the rest of the race. Everyone looking at each other, who's going to be chasing. Nobody wanting to take up the mantle to chase these 3 down. Pidcock, Van der Poel, and Pogacar, all 3 Strade Bianche champions, all 3. Yeah, I think that's the common goal between these 3 riders. And all 3 of them have tasted success in wins this year. The Omloop Het Nieuwsblad champion of Van der Poel, Tom Pidcock winning Milan-San Remo in the week, and Tadej Pogacar winning Strade Bianche. But they are starting to look around a bit. That KOM is not going to happen, I think. 1.8 kilometers to go. They've spent 6 minutes already on this climb. So I don't think this is going to happen. Mathieu Van der Poel and Tadej Pogacar with Pidcock are getting up. And Pogacar, he accelerates hard. He accelerates again. Pogacar trying to accelerate hard. Get rid of Mathieu Van der Poel or Pidcock. He is wounded, but can he get rid of them? Can he do something here? Pidcock absolutely following the wheel of Tadej Pogacar very closely. Mathieu Van der Poel there as well. Absolute scenes here. 1.5 kilometers to go. Tadej Pogacar really showing himself here, like he did at Strade Bianche after a crash. And like in that scenario, Pidcock's on his wheel. So Mathieu Van der Poel, what has he got left in the tank? He was absolutely ripping up Tirreno on 2 stages. He was impressive in Omloop, but right now it's all the work being done by Tadej Pogacar. They've got an 18-second lead to the other riders. They've got 1.2 kilometers left of this climb, and it looks like they aren't going to be besting the record set by Tadej Pogacar and Mathieu Van der Poel. So these 3 Strade Bianche champions really just duking it out. here. What else have they got in common? They all know what it feels like to be a world champion. Obviously, Tom Pidcock hasn't been world champion on the road, but he knows what it's like to be world champion in cyclocross and is a current world champion. Yes, we got the road world champion, the mountain bike world champion, and the cyclocross world champion in a move. Wow. I'm so sure someone's going to steal that from me, someone else. But that is a great stat. I'm going to say that later in the video, I think. But yeah, this is absolutely incredible. They are looking like they're not going to steal that record. They still got 600 meters to go. Mathieu at the front here. They are closing in on the record. The record is 8 minutes and 59 seconds. Pidcock in there. He's doing the... Oh! Tadej Pogacar. Tadej Pogacar attacks. Pogacar attacks again for a third time on this climb after being wounded. Pidcock is the first one to cover that move. Mathieu taking a bit easier to close down the Slovenian. They're getting very, very close here. Very close. Pogacar is just trying everything. Remember, they do have the Poggio. We've got 21.7 kilometers still left of this race. Did we not just say that this is the best race of the year for half an hour at least? 21.6 kilometers, 25 seconds to the chasers, and it's time to get a new poll. Who is going to be winning Strade Bianche? Who will win Strada? No, Milan-San Remo. We already know who won Strada. That's the man who's at the front. Pidcock, Poggio, or Van der Poel, or will it be someone else? They have a 21-second lead. They need to keep the chain tight if they're going to keep this up. And wow, 21 kilometers to go, 19 seconds. They're coming down the Cipressa now. We know Tadej Pogacar likes to just sneak in a downhill attack as well. Mathieu and Tom Pidcock, two of the best riders when it comes to downhill. We've seen that a number of times, but Tadej Pogacar absolutely in that league as well. This is looking very interesting now. And 8 minutes and 48 seconds is the time. So Tadej Pogacar, I think, did beat the time of last year, according to the organizers, but we'll talk about that in the recap. I'll get the Strava of the riders, of course. But Mathieu third. Right now here in the descent, just making sure he has a bit of room. 27 seconds. This second group is not doing anything. We have a bit of a lull in that second group. They really need to do something if they're not going to let this race disappear up the road, a bit similar to what we had last year. That group behind does contain quite a few riders, and I'll try and see if they've updated who's in that second group. But we've got Wout van Aert is not in that group. Neither is Matteo Jorgensen. Obviously, they were caught up in the same crash. We got 10.7 kilometers until we get to the Poggio. So this will be a bit of a cagey race. And thank you to everyone who's donated as well and subscribed to the channel here. It's completely free. So do subscribe and we'll get closer to 60,000 subscribers. And we got some really interesting videos coming out next week. So do check that out as well. But 19.4 kilometers, 33 seconds is the gap for these three riders and the chasing bunch. But the chasing bunch don't seem able to respond to this exertion of pace. And Pidcock, what a good move. We know he had it in Milano Torino. We saw him in the Vuelta Andalusia over on the Cycling Day and Extra channel. Really do some good moves there as well. And he was fairly good in Strade Bianche. But to be here, knowing that it was going to be a 2-3 minute effort to follow Pogacar. And yeah, really just showing himself here at the front. So Pidcock has finished on the podium of Liège-Bastogne-Liège, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously he's won Strade Bianche and finished on every single step of the podium in Amstel Gold and won it as well. Mathieu van der Poel is just losing a few bike lengths here to Pidcock. So that is a bit concerning for Mathieu van der Poel fans. So we will see. Absolutely impressive here by Tadej Pogacar, you have to say. This, phenomenal riding by him. And we'll see if he can maybe win this. He's only got the two world champions to deal with here in different disciplines. But they're looking around. Pidcock is forced to do some work. He doesn't really want to do it, he just moves out of there and is like, nah, you do it. I've never been in the top 10, so why am I going to do it? I'm a pro continental rider on paper, so you need to do it. So we'll wait and see. But Pitcock would be the first rider that I can think of that would have won Milan-Torino and Milan-San Remo in the same week. But little Trek, they're trying to do something here. Mads Pedersen working at the front. I mean, what are they thinking about? 30 seconds. Yeah, we will see. We will see. Bahrain Victoria is trying to get involved. Isaac Del Toro in that second group as well. So a good second card if it does come back together as well. But Del Toro in a very favorable position here, the Mexican. He was in Milan-San Remo last year as well. But yeah, wow. Tadej Pogacar, when you see the jersey just absolutely ripped up on the side. And yeah, wow. Absolutely legendary riding here. Mathieu just grimacing. Is that more for the camera? Yeah, we will wait and see. So for the time being, Van der Poel, Pogacar and Pitcock, all of them world champions in respective disciplines, all of them having won Strade Bianche, and all of them wanting to win today for sure. Who's it going to be? All of them having won a one-day... Yeah, all of them have won a one-day race this year as well. Omloop, Strada, and Milano, Torino. So they're having a good one, all of them. Good start to the season for all of these guys. 16.5 kilometers. They have a 32-second gap. And yeah, wow. It's just incredible, isn't it? Seeing Tadej Pogacar absolutely rip this up to shreds. If he does win this, absolutely chapeau. Absolutely chapeau to Tadej Pogacar, because this will be one of those legendary wins like his Strade Bianche victory. So we will see. We will see. Smash the like button as well, as Rhonda says. And let's try and get to 500 if we can. We're well over 500 people in the chat. And maybe we can get to 2,000 people in the chat as well. Remember, we have got the Cycling Dane Extra channel. And we have got the Cycling Dane Action channel, which will be revived next week. So look out for that. And also, I'll put it in the chat, the podcast as well, where we are doing the Vuelta. We have done the Vuelta Catalunya preview as well. Of course, that race starts on Monday, but it was a bit too quick of a turnaround to do a video as well with that. But check that out if you haven't already and help us grow on the podcast. But 15.5 kilometers to go, 34 seconds left. Well, if they are going to close the gap. We all have our doubts, but this Wout van Aert group is trying to make it up to the second group, so I think there might be a touch here. We are 6 kilometers away from or less than 6 kilometers away from the bottom. So we are getting into that very exciting part. The Poggio. The Poggy, is he going to do the Poggio destruction? We'll have to wait and see. 15 kilometers to go. 33 seconds left. And Mathieu van der Poel really just brimming with confidence in a great scenario. The winner of the two of the last 3 editions, he's taken the win. Pitcock never finished inside the top 10, was maybe on good form last year. And of course, we have Tadej Pogacar finishing 3rd in the last 2 editions. He would desperately like to change the 3rd place out of the podium for a 1st place and add his 4th out of the 5 monuments to his palmares. Or 5 out of the 6 if we include Strade Bianche. But a few of you are not in that space. But yeah, who do you think is going to win this race? 43% think Poggy. 40% think it's going to be Mathieu van der Poel. And the rest of you think it's either going to be Pitcock or other. The other section here is Little Trek and Ineos Grenadiers trying to fight back with Decathlon AG2R. We're 4.8 kilometers away from the Poggio. This looks like to be a very, very interesting part. Is the Poggio going to really play a part in who's going to win this race this year? We'll wait and see, but for the time being, it could be a very electric one. Mathieu van der Poel grimacing at the front. I'm not quite sure how much I believe that. Pitcock looking very cool, calm, collect. He is in a position he's never been before. And yeah, Pitcock has been swapped out for Ghana. That was working well with them last year. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But right now, Mathieu van der Poel taking turns at the front together with Pogacar. And yeah, it is looking very good here. 13.3 kilometers, 31 seconds. 31 seconds. Anything can happen here on the stage, as we know. But will it? Well, Pogacar crashed. That was not on our bingo card. It's never crashed, as I can recall, in Milan-San Remo. Mathieu van der Poel also somewhat coming down in that crash. So we'll see. But Pidcock having problems with a crash last year, getting caught out of position. And we'll see what the Yorkshireman can do. The Prince of Yorkshire against the Flying Dutchman, against the modern-day cannibal. These three world champions in respective disciplines will desperately want to try and do something here. 12.7 kilometers to go. 28 seconds. So it has come down a bit. It has come down somewhat here. The advantage, courtesy of Lidl Trek. Lidl Trek are really hammering it. I mean, this almost seems like deja vu at this time. Wasn't this what was happening last year as well? But 26 seconds. But I mean, once we get to the Poggio, do they have enough to close whatever gap they get this down to? 26 seconds, 3.2 kilometers away from the Poggio right now. So it's in the balance for sure. Very much in the balance here. 12.2 kilometers, 25 seconds, 3 kilometers still to go here. And the chasers are starting to drag this back a bit. So it's coming down a few seconds at a time. It is a wounded Pogacar. It is an indifferent Pidcock. I don't think Pidcock is wasting a lot of this. Mathieu van der Poel just looking around as well. These guys just, not willing to throw it all in right now. They know the Poggio is going to be an interesting place, but Vacek really needs to hammer this home. Lidl Trek have a plethora of riders at the front. Visma Lease bike could help out here as well. Ineos, I don't think they have anyone but Ghana. Ghana missing out on that move, unfortunately. Was a bit of a shame. But Mathieu van der Poel flicks the elbow here. 23 seconds, so it is coming down a bit. Can't we see them behind? There is a neutral service car behind them as well, but we can't just make out the bunch behind them in the camera shot. Maybe just about. We can see one of the motorbikes. But 23 seconds. We'll see. I think they're just going to light it up once they get to the Poggio anyway. So I think it's more Pidcock who needs to be working here to try and keep this gap as quickly as possible. No Gregoire here, no Ghana. So a few riders missing from this front selection that we maybe could have thought could have done something. But for the time being, it's looking fairly comfortable for these. 20 seconds is still coming down. So it's probably not as comfortable as I'm alluding to. Great to have almost 1,700 people in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. Smash the like button. Let's try and get to 500. We're on 334. And Victor Campenarts, who did an absolutely solid job for Paris-Nice. In Paris-Nice for Vingor, is coming to the front. And 19 seconds. Can this former hour record holder and two-time European time trial champion drag this gap back? Can't see them in the rear picture just yet, but they are getting ever so slightly closer as well. Cassidy is saying quit pulling Pogacar, make Van der Poel lose in a bunch sprint. We'll wait and see. This is more favorable for Mathieu van der Poel potentially. I mean, the sprint, we have seen Pogacar with a good sprint in the past, but I don't think we've ever seen him beat Van der Poel head to head. 900 meters until we get to the prime focus, the Poggio. So the Poggio is climbing ever so slightly closer now. So we will wait and see. This is going to be an interesting one. Pidcock, the man from Yorkshire, is doing everything in his power to do something. Pogacar, Pidcock, and Van der Poel, who's going to be winning? Are they going to be brought back here? It's only 16 seconds now. 16 seconds. So, but they need to catch them before the Poggio, because then they're just going to really attack hard here. But, I mean, this is better than nothing. If there is a bit of a move from this chase group doing something, then maybe we can see this being brought back. But it's a very close move here. We are on the Poggio. This is the Poggio, and everything can be flipped upside down once again here. 9.4 kilometers. Mathieu van der Poel doing turns. Pogacar, Pidcock. They've got less than 10 seconds here. They're going to get caught. They are going to get caught if these timings are correct. I can't... Oh, yeah, you can see them. You can see them in the back. You can see them in the back here. So, yeah, oof. This might just get caught now. This might just get caught. This is 9 kilometers from the finish. They are on the Poggio. Pidcock, Van der Poel, and Pogacar. They are on the Poggio di San Remo. 3.7 kilometers long. 3.7% average. And yeah, 8 seconds they're saying. So the chasing group from behind can maybe catch these guys. They could maybe get swamped. Pogacar just ups the tempo a bit here, and that's going to be bad news for the chasing group. But they need to do something if they're going to close this gap to the front group. Pogacar attacks. Pogacar attack. Mathieu van der Poel. Mathieu van der Poel struggling. Mathieu van der Poel struggling. Van der Poel is struggling to close the gap. It's Pidcock and Pogacar are just attacking at the front. The gap has been opened up. Mathieu van der Poel is gone. Van der Poel is gone. Oh my goodness. Pidcock has just opened up a gap between himself and Van der Poel. This is electric. Van der Poel is in no man's land. The man who won 2 out of the 3 editions of the race has been put to the sword by Tom Pidcock and Tadej Pogacar. Tadej Pogacar is riding away with Tom Pidcock, with Mathieu van der Poel struggling to even close this, and he might just get caught by the chasers from behind. They are saying that it's a 9-second gap between the front and the chasing group, but it doesn't look like that at all. Pidcock and Tadej Pogacar, 2 people who have never been in the top 2 of this race in the past, are looking to add their names there. But 8 seconds. 8 seconds open up to Van der Poel already. Van der Poel needs to demon descend if he's going to close this. Oh, this gap is bigger than... Oh, this gap is huge. This is gone. Absolutely gone. Van der Poel is not winning this race. Van der Poel is not winning this race. He looked amazing in Tirreno. I think maybe the crash caught him out a bit. But, yeah, wow. This is absolutely electric. Pidcock, Tadej Pogacar. Wow. This is impressive. 7.6 kilometers to go. 2 kilometers left of the Poggio. The chasing group have 20 seconds, being led by Visma Lease Bike. They need to do everything in their power if they're going to be catching this front trio. But the next rider that they could be catching is Van der Poel. And Van der Poel might not be on the podium. He might not be on the top 10. But Pogacar accelerates, and Pidcock is trying to hang with the Slovenian, the Tour de France champion, hanging the world champion on the road against the world champion on the mountain bike, going head to head here. Strade Bianchi champions from 2025 and 2024 or 2023. Absolutely going head to head here. 1.6 kilometers left of the Poggio di San Remo. 12 seconds for Mathieu van der Poel. The man who has been ruling this climb is in the rear view mirror. They're sitting up a bit, Pogacar and Pidcock, but yeah, Van der Poel needs to get back in this. Needs to do everything in his power to descend hard here. They're looking up a bit here. Pidcock sprint versus Pogacar sprint. That will be an interesting prospect if they come to the line 1-1 in the Via Roma. 1.2 kilometers still left of the Poggio di San Remo. 17 seconds down to Van der Poel. Pidcock, Pogacar. Pogacar just absolutely brutally hammering the watts here. I'd like to see the watts now. They're not really giving us the watts right now. But Pogacar, what can he do here? He is just a Yorkshireman between him and adding another monument to his collection. Pidcock. He said this was the one he wanted to win more than a 6th Tour de France. But Pidcock, he's absolutely holding this. He's doing epic. He looked great in the one to Andalusia. He looked pretty good at Milano-Torino. 14 seconds down to Van der Poel. Wow, this is incredible. This is panache at its highest echelon. And right now we're seeing Van der Poel doing everything he can, making his way through the fans. He's only got a few seconds for the chasers. So I think the chasers are going to be catching the Flying Dutchman before the top. And Pogacar absolutely going pop here against the two riders a bit lighter than himself. 60 kilometers, 6 kilometers still to go here. 6 kilometers is all that's left of the race. Pogacar looks behind. Danish flags at the top here. And Pidcock on the wheel of Pogacar. He's not going to be... I wouldn't be doing a single turn if I was Pidcock. This is uncharted territory for the Yorkshireman. Never finishing inside the top 10. And this is a potential podium for him. But 13 seconds to Van der Poel. 12 seconds. Oh, this is getting very interesting right now. Pidcock, Pogacar, the two Ps at the front. But who's going to take it? These two Strade Bianche champions. These two Amstel Gold winners. These two world champions. But Wout van Aert is seeing his arch rival, Mathieu van der Poel, very close. I think it's only a few seconds, handful of seconds. But Mathieu van der Poel, this is where he needs to make it up on the descent. Obviously, Pogacar and Pidcock are phenomenal descenders in their own right, but they are just starting to look at each other a bit. 5.2 kilometers until the finish line. 5.2 kilometers until we get our new monument winner. And it looks like the curse of back-to-back Milan-San Remo wins is going to continue in 2026. We haven't seen a back-to-back winner since Eric Zabel in 2021. We haven't seen a winner for the UK since 2009 with Mark Cavendish, and we haven't seen a Slovenian winner since Matej Mohoric. But we haven't seen a Tour de France winner in a very long time, defending one. So we'll wait and see. But we're seeing the epic drone shot here on the Poggio. Let's hope it doesn't do anything to the race. 17 seconds is what they have apparently to the chasing group, which is with Mathieu van der Poel. So 17 seconds, 4.5 kilometers to go. They really need to do a heroic chase back if they're going to get these two riders back. It's not impossible, but it's improbable, I would say. 17 seconds is a long way in a very long race. 4.3 kilometers to go. And it's looking very interesting. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. And we'll make sure to get all the people who have subscribed their names up. And thank you to every one of you who subscribed already. And of course, thank you for joining wherever you are in the world. Let us know, who do you think is going to win? Pidcock, Pogacar, or someone else? Is Wout van Aert going to come from behind and absolutely rob everyone? Are we going to see a robbery at the line? We've seen so many epic editions of this race, but Tadej Pogacar absolutely just starting to accelerate in the corners as well. He came down in that crash and absolutely emphatic what's been going on. This is one of the most impressive performances that I've seen in a Milan-San Remo, I have to say. Crashing and when the race was going and still coming back. But Tadej Pogacar, Tom Pidcock fighting it out on the Poggio still. 18 seconds to chase, 3.5 kilometers until the finish line in San Remo. And 11 seconds. Okay, it's bouncing up and down. The time is very unreliable at this time. But it's great to have so many people here. Let me know where you're watching from. And do check out our Cycling Dean podcast as well. I think I hit it in the chat, so check that out as well. But for the time being, 3 kilometers to go. Pogacar, Pidcock, two Strade Bianche champions, trying to be in winning territory in Milan-San Remo. None of them have been in the top two, as we said. Both of them phenomenal cyclists in their own rights. And here at the forefront, trying their best. What is going to happen? 2.8 kilometers. Pogacar, this is the one he wants more than anything, I think. More than Paris-Roubaix. And yeah, this is the monument with his lowest finish as well, being third place. Compared to the others, where he's either won it or finished second in Paris-Roubaix. Tadej Pogacar, the monument rider of his generation, chasing that 5 victories or a victory in each of the monuments, not been done since Roger de Vlaming and Eddie Merckx. Philippe Gilbert came so close, but this was the bogey one. 2.2 kilometers to go, 23 seconds. They're looking around. Pidcock, is he going to risk it all for a good sprint. He looks around, Pidcock. These two can't sit around too long. But, I mean, in a sprint, do we have Pidcock or do we have Pogacar? The guys behind have 20 seconds to make up here in the last 2 kilometers. But it's looking like it's not going to happen. We're getting the little Trek team doing everything. Mathieu van der Poel looks around. He's going to be dismayed. He's like, oh, I'm not in the front group. I'm in the chasing group. They need to not look around either of the groups if they're going to make it successful. It's who blinks first here is going to lose. Pidcock and Pogacar working somewhat well. It's 18 seconds now. Pidcock, what is he thinking? This is at... Oh, Wout van Aert attacks. Wout van Aert attacks. The man who won the 2020 edition attacks with no one responding. 16 seconds. How much has he got left in the tank? Can he make it up to the riders? Another Strade Bianche champion in the past getting involved. 1.2 kilometers. 14 seconds. 14 seconds. Wout van Aert probably has a better sprint than Pogacar and Pidcock here. 12 seconds. Oh, looking around. Oh no. Oh, no. Pidcock looked, well, Tadej Pogacar looked around a bit too long. They're inside the final kilometer now. Inside the final kilometer, Tadej Pogacar, Tom Pidcock. This is scenes, guys. Tom Pidcock versus Tadej Pogacar. Who's going to be winning this? They're looking around 800 meters. We're going to see Wout van Aert flying around the corners. I don't think it's enough. I think the win is going to be between these two. They're looking around 600 meters. Tadej Pogacar at the front. Tom Pidcock. Wout van Aert is frantically trying to chase down a podium position. But who's it going to be? Tadej Pogacar, Pidcock. They're looking around. Wout looks like he's trying his best to make their connection. Behind, they're making everything. Pidcock opens up. Tadej Pogacar opened first. But who's going to be win? Can Pidcock come around? Pidcock versus Pogacar. Pidcock coming around. Is it going to be win? Is it going to be Pidcock? Is it going to be Tadej Pogacar? It's on the line. And behind, it looks like it's going to be Wout for the third step on the podium. Oh my God. This was ridiculous. What just happened, guys? That was incredible to see. Tadej Pogacar and Tom Pidcock. Wow. Tadej Pogacar has won Milan-San Remo. Wow. This is impressive. Tadej Pogacar gets the plaudits from the winner from last year, Milano-San Remo. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. That was a win and a half for Tadej Pogacar. He does it again. He does it. Wow. There's impressive. This was the bogey one. This was the one he wanted to win. He had tried so many times to win it, just couldn't get it right. And here in a photo finish, I'll get you the photo finish, don't worry. But wow, absolutely incredible there by Tadej Pogacar. He creates history. He does what he does best, surprises everyone, and the modern day cannibal adds Milan-San Remo to his victories. Commiseration to Pidcock, but getting a Milan-San Remo finish is impressive as well by him. Absolutely incredible work there by him. He's getting applauded by Carlos Sainz, the Formula 1 guy. So quite funny that to see as well. But Tadej Pogacar, absolutely remarkable riding by him. He absolutely blew it apart, did everything right, crashed, and still wins the race. Wow. Don't worry, I will get us the finishing shot as well. And yeah, thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed. But Tadej Pogacar, wow, looking around, Pidcock wasn't doing much of the work. He backed himself in the sprint. So fair play to Tadej Pogacar. Absolutely historic opening up there. And I think this is one of the best wins I've seen from a rider in Milano-San Remo. The way he fought back, he took control, and the instigator of the whole thing. But Tadej Pogacar, Pidcock, and Wout van Aert even managing to sneak onto the podium is quite a ride as well. Yeah, wow. That was phenomenal riding, I have to say, by Pidcock and Pogacar. So, yeah, obviously, yeah, it's impressive to say the least what happened here. But we'll see. But extraordinary scenes. UAE Team Emirates very happy about this, obviously. And what an incredible finish there. What an incredible finish. Get the finishing shot as well. I mean, Tadej Pogacar, he's going to be absolutely over the moon with this. This was absolutely historic feat. Historic. Yeah, okay. I have got the finishing photo. So, wow. Kablamo. That was something else, we have to say. Pogacar showing more heart there as well. World champion. Last time we had a world champion was a long time ago as well. So many different stats broken with that ride. And don't worry, I'll go through that in the recap race analysis over on the Cycling Dane Extra channel or on the Cycling Dane podcast, obviously. I hope you all subscribe to that. I'll put the link in the chat. But yeah, what a race. I mean, he said this was more important for him to win than the Tour de France, and here we are. First race, first job done. Yeah, incredible to say the least. Yeah, what you guys said as well. Imagine him not crashing. That would be, yeah, incredible to say. That was, wow. That was something else, I have to say. Absolutely something else. Really lighting everything up, and he took the mantle of being in charge of the race. I mean, everything was just impressive by him. So Tadej Pogacar, he's absolutely going to be over the moon with that. And wow, talking to Carlos Sainz at the finish is so weird. I know, yeah, it's like, Carlos Sainz, would you share your moment in the sun with Tadej Pogacar? Probably would. So yeah, what a win. So we'll get the top 10 as well before I scurry off and do a recap. Sadly, no Patrick available today, but that doesn't mean I can't talk about this race, because I think this has been absolutely extraordinary what happened here. Moment of history, and yeah, a lot of these riders are going to be very happy about this in the top 10. So just trying to get the top 10, I think. Oh, shoot, there's some real surprising results in the top 10, actually. So let's just see that. I mean, a Mats Pedersen, 4th place. That is a bit of a shocking one, to say the least, as well. But yeah, let's get the top 10 before I scurry away in a few moments to do that. But like, look how close it was. How close? It was kind of close. But half of a bike length. Tadej Pogacar becomes another rider to win Milan-San Remo, winning it as world champion, winning it as his 4th one of the monuments. Pidcock in 2nd place. What a result for Q36.5. What a result as well for Wout. So many people doubting him. We doubted him a bit in the preview, but came, got the 3rd place. Mats Pedersen, even his first race after his recovery, getting 4th as well. And what a result for NSN Cycling as well, getting 5th place with Corbin Strong. Andrea Vendrame, 6th place for Jaco Ayula, his new team. Jasper Philipsen, Jasper Stuyven even getting 7th place for his new team of Soudal Quickstep. Good result there. Mathieu van der Poel squeezing inside the top 10 in 8th. Matteo Trentin getting a 9th place for Tour de Pro Cycling. And Eduardo Sambanini getting a 10th place for Bahrain Victorious. So a lot of teams will be happy with their results in that for sure. But yeah, what an incredible edition of the race, I have to say. That left us with a lot of excitement, and yeah, we're all for that. I think that was some race, to say the least. Absolutely extraordinary. But thank you to every single one of you who has joined today, everyone who subscribed, donated. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And do check out the Cycling Dane podcast in the chat, as there's a lot of content to come out there. We have the Volta Catalunya preview. We have some of the race previews as well, or the race reviews in terms of the weeks. And I'll try and get a few more interviews as well available. So a lot of good content. So if you are a subscriber on the podcast as well, But basically I'll hurry over, do the recap race analysis, and then I hope you all join me for that. And of course, as always, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already on the way out. Smash the like button and have a good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one. Probably getting weather again for these streams or whatever it's called now. But Pogacar, what a